Hello and welcome back to Frequency Intuitive. Today's reading is all about what new energy is entering your love life. And the reason Spirit particularly worded it like that is because this could be a new relationship coming in, an existing relationship that becomes infused with some sort of new spark or energy, or even just your own personal beliefs and perceptions surrounding romantic relationships. So wherever you are on that spectrum, we're going to get into it today. There are 5 piles today. Pile 1 is the Lover's card number 6 with the turquoise heart. Group 2 is the 7 of Cups with this purple crystal that I don't know what it is. Some sort of agate, I think. Group 3 is card 19 with the Sun, and I actually have this, I think this is labradorite moon crystal. So I kind of like that balance there. Now, group 4, there's a little bit something unusual here. There's 2 cards. Spirit was very certain that they both needed to be in, so I'm respecting that. I know that's unusual. One is the Queen of Cups, and the other card was card 17, the Star. And that is with this crystal here that I'm also not sure what it is. This pinky reddish color. And group 5 is the 9 of Pentacles and the Jade Shamrock. All right, so take your time and tune into the energy of the group or groups you're drawn to, and when you're ready, I'll see you in your reading. Hello group 1, welcome to your reading. You have card 6 with the Lovers and the turquoise heart. So let's find out what new fresh energy is surrounding or entering your love life right now. Like I said in the intro, this can be new connections, this can be an existing connection that the spark reignites, or this could be your beliefs and perceptions surrounding romantic love and the concept of it. Wherever you are in that, we're going to get answers. Now I am going to use the Light Seers Tarot. This is the Journey Tarot that I chose the resonant cards for, but I want to make sure it's a full deck, and I've already removed those 5 resonant cards. So that's why I'm going to use this deck right now. So Spirit, we're looking at the love life for pile 1, for group 1. Show us what new energy is surrounding their romantic love life right now, please. Give us all the tea. Okay, this one's coming out 10 of Swords. I love that for you. I love that. Brighter horizons. You're moving finally out of a difficult mental conflict, anxiety-ridden, worry time. This could be about any of those things that I said about, will I find my new partner? Will this current relationship work? Will I ever find love? This is showing you're at the end of this cycle. See how this figure here, there's the 10 crows flying away, whatever, chaos that was happening in the mental space, it's leaving. And see on the horizon, she's looking out at the sun rising. It's a brighter day coming. There's a lightness in this card that I love. And of course you have card 6, the Lovers, which is also Gemini energy there. And in this particular Lovers card, there's one figure holding the apple and one holding the fire, kind of showing how 2 different signs, with earth and fire or elements can combine as one into a union. Give us more for group 1, please. I almost said group 2, so I wonder if you were choosing between those 2 piles. Just trust your intuition, obviously. Thanks for being here. Show us for group 1. Show us for group 1, please. Nope. The Fool. Oh, wow. Okay, that's very powerful. If the Fool comes up in your reading, that's no small potatoes, okay? It's big potatoes. However you like your potatoes. The Fool is representative of really powerful energy, because the whole tarot, right, is about the fool's journey. So this is especially significant because you just pulled the 10 of swords. Now we know we're in the right place. We know we're in the right flow. We know we're in the right frequency when we get something that makes so much sense like we just did. This is literally showing the end of a cycle or some sort of hardship, frustration, confusion coming to an end. It's at a 10. It is finished. And you start again. Look at her. Arms open, dangling over this edge of this beautiful water, a crystal in her hand, letting go, surrendering to the magic of the universe, surrendering to the unknown mystery of the path that lays before her. One thing surrounding the energy here is that you start to shift into a feeling of your own authenticity again. You start to feel like yourself, whether this is in the connection with this new person coming in or just on your own solo as something else percolates off in the distance. You start to feel like yourself again, because this 10 of swords, that was not you. That was not you. That was a bunch of stuff that got all rattled and tied up in knots. And now it's become unknotted. You're literally starting in a fresh void state. And I love that for you. Let's get a little bit of Astro deck here just for curiosity. See if we can get any specifics about the energy that is surrounding group 1, please. I heard roll the dice. I feel like that came up in my last reading. Actually, one of the reasons we're doing this reading is because in the last reading with your future home and stepping a sneak peek into your dream life, a lot was coming up about connections, like divine partnerships and things like this. And I didn't want to get into it because it was about your future home. So Spirit was like, okay, we can get into that more deeply in another reading. So that's why we're here. So I saw that roll the dice comment in the last reading, so I wonder if you're from there and you picked that pile. Both of these want to come out. Oh, beautiful card. Wow. Jupiter, card 4, and the 7th house. Okay, so let's just use the guidebook for this particular portion just to make sure that I grab everything, because your girl is not an astrological wizard yet. I'm learning all about the planets and the stars and all of the biz whiz, okay? But while we're learning, we use our resources, and this is an excellent guidebook. Now, this is ruled, 7th house is the realm of partnerships, bruh. If you didn't know that, like I didn't, now you feel so special. If you knew that, then you've been excited for 30 seconds prior to me. 7th house is the realm of partnerships, ruled by Libra, Venus, air element, and we're not going to get into the rest of that. That's very specific. Now, the keywords here are balance, shifts, love, relationships, friendship, desire, behavior, and it says, oh, I just want to read this. It says, most people worry that if they have an empty 7th house, they will never get married, find a best friend, or be part of a group. And this is not true at all. So I wonder if that's something that you were told or you read once about your birth chart. You may just refuse to settle for anything less than your idea of perfect. And that is, you do you. That is all right. You may also be drawn to unconventional relationships. When an inner, this is if you have an empty 7th house, it's referring to. When an inner planet transits through this house, relationship issues are reflected back at us with intensity. Okay, and it says, inner reading, the 7th house is about evaluating your behaviors and your desires regarding your relationships, intimate or otherwise. Are you holding on to old friends or relationships you've outgrown? Maybe a partnership has shifted into something more, or I guess something less. As we evolve and change, so do our relationships. Defining clear-cut boundaries doesn't make you a bad person. The 7th house in a reading can indicate it's time to expand your social circle, join a club or team or sport to meet new people. We all have valuable things to learn from one another, and you never know, you could find exactly what you're looking for. Okay, so very strong relationship vibes coming up here just with the fact that you pulled the 7th house. So I would sense that this is either already in your field, like you've just met someone, you're currently with your partner that you know you're exploring that connection, or you're about to meet someone. That would be the vibe here so far. Let's see what Jupiter has to say about this. Jupiter rules Sagittarius. It has to do with the ninth house and it's fire. And this says a change in luck is coming your way and nothing can slow it down. We're not mad to hear that. If you've been going through difficulties, this relief will feel like it arrived just in the nick of time. The faith in the idea that we do deserve good things can be a powerful manifestation tool. You're becoming a better version of yourself and positivity is radiating off of you. Guys, we said that with the Fool. You are becoming your true self again. You have arisen from some sort of challenging situation and you're stepping back into your authenticity. So sharing this energy with others fosters discussion and interpersonal connection that we all need. Jupiter will take your ideas, make them bigger and better. So don't become too rigid in beliefs that you leave no room for critical thinking. Expanding knowledge requires questioning things, and no one is exempt from that practice. Keywords: expansion, positivity, luck, risk, search, wanderlust, zealous, and knowledge. Okay, well, we're very happy about that. Thank you, Jupiter, for bringing your beautiful, lucky, in the nick of time energy here. This could be like a relationship that you thought was over and it reignites. I'm seeing where you find a common ground. This could be finding that person, that true love after a period of difficulty, after maybe relationships not working out, after being alone for a period of time, and you're on this precipice, this Fool energy where you're just like, this is my time. I can feel it in my bones. I feel expansive. I feel lucky. I feel like I've learned from everything that I've gone through, and I just can feel it in the energy, in my intuition, that this is my time, this is my person, or this person that I just met, there's something special here, or I am about to connect with someone who will be extremely meaningful for me. I feel that here for this group, especially because you have the Lovers card, and then you pulled the 7th house, and then you pulled the Fool, which is literally like new adventure, and then you pulled Jupiter, which also said risks, and that's what the Fool is. This could be taking a risk on a relationship that you thought was over, or that you thought was crumbling, and saying, let me give it one more shot. Let me give it all I got. This could be putting yourself out there, accepting a date on dating apps, reaching out to somebody who has been on your mind, right? Like someone you went to school with, or an old work colleague, or your old neighbor, or someone that you had that connection with, but it never went anywhere. Maybe the time is right now. This has to do with fresh, adventurous, kind of like, I don't want to say, it's not risky in a negative way. It's like something putting yourself out of your comfort zone that you wouldn't usually do. Like maybe your current relationship is just feeling a little bit stale, or mundane, or you don't have that spark anymore. This is being like, hey, surprise, I planned a staycation for us, or hey, surprise, I planned a weekend away for us, and they're like, wait, what, oh, okay, and like there's this surprise, and then that energy builds. Or this can be like, you're like, I would never think I would go on a dating app, but let me just go on it for the weekend and kind of see what happens, and boom, you connect with someone right away, you meet up, you go on a date, and this person just becomes so integral in your life, and you're like, wow, I never would have thought, I was so against dating apps, or I was so against going to the singles night or whatever. They just also showed me like a social event, like there's a wedding or a birthday party or someone's engagement party, and you meet someone there. They just showed me that, like a group of people celebrating something, and you go for some reason, like you're invited, obviously I'm assuming, but maybe you weren't gonna go. Or maybe you're working it, like you're a caterer, or you're the violinist or something, or you're the wedding planner, and that's where you meet somebody. Okay, show us more for group 1. There's a lot here. The energy is so fresh and expansive. Like I love this. It feels really, really good. I'm sure you can feel the same thing in your energy field, because obviously I'm tuning into your frequency, right? That's the whole point. Harvest Moon, absolutely Harvest Moon energy. Card 37. Look at this. 2 deers. 2 pheasants. There's doubles here. 2 of whatever this animal with the striped head is. A badger. A lot of apples here. And it says harvest abundance, gratitude, balance, and harmony. I feel like not only are you going to be pulling in exactly what you want, the emotional satisfaction or the emotional connection, that's harvesting something that you definitely sowed those seeds. You've been doing the self-care, you've been doing the internal work, you've been doing the realignment, you've been doing the self-love, you've been nurturing yourself. That was one extra. I should have stopped. That was an extra example. I took it into like annoying, but what it becomes, it's abundant. I'm giving you an abundance of examples. You did all that. You sowed all those seeds. I would say for the past 3 months to 2 to 5 years, you've been healing from this Ten of Swords, whatever that was, a loss of a loved one, a painful relationship, a traumatic childhood where you've just wanted to be on your own. You've been healing from that. And now you can harvest that wheat. You can pull those apples off the tree and sink your teeth into it. Oh yeah, you have apples here twice. I wonder if apples are significant to you. That could be somebody's name. I did know somebody named Apple once. That could be connected to New York because it's the Big Apple. That could be like your last name, or that could be something just connected to you where you're like, oh, that's what I call my person, or I've always, just had that as a nickname or something. That's just for like one or two of you. But this is balance, harmony, and gratitude. You're just so grateful. You're like, wow, this finally happened. Now, this can also be in abundance. I would say for example, if you're single, this is an abundance of suitors. This is like, you're like, well, the last time I dated or went on an app or whatever, it was just my one person because I had met them in school or whatever the case is, right? But now this is a different energy. You have a lot of people blowing up your phone, a lot of people asking you. You have a lot of options. That could be why I'm feeling something about pile 2 because it says the 7 of Cups. I haven't filmed it yet, so I don't know, but I did just see the 7 of Cups. A lot of options. Now, if you're in a relationship, this is an abundance of everything that hasn't been there or you felt was lost or kind of got lost in the sauce of life. This is the intimacy coming back, the attraction, that spark, that feeling of like excitement, where you're like, when you're in that new relationship and you don't know exactly what they're going to do or say, and maybe they're planning dates or you're planning dates, the affection is back, the emotional connection is back. It literally becomes reignited. I'm seeing with this fire in the palm here. And it's something in the nick of time where you're like, I was almost giving up on this. I actually had maybe lost hope. Maybe you had started to tell your family and friends, like, I don't think this is going to work. I think we're going to separate. It comes back. It can come back. If that's what you both want, it can come back. So don't let anybody tell you that spark cannot come back. I have been in that situation myself where the spark has come back and it's like, wow, it was like it was there all the time and you just have to relight it. You have to move a little bit differently. So this could be an abundance of that in an existing relationship, or this could be your mentality changing where you're like, you know what? I'm not actively looking, I'm not with somebody, but I'm starting to sense that this could be something on my path. I have this beautiful, free, expansive energy. I'm open to this. I'm open to this. If it happens, it happens. I'm not actively doing anything. I haven't met anybody yet, but I am open to this balance and harmony coming into my life. I really love that. This is such a beautiful reading for love life. Like I just keep looking at this Fool card. And I get such an emotive feeling. I can feel the wind in her hair and the lightness. Even she's wearing this summer dress. It's just this light, happy, free and wild energy where you feel like yourself again. You almost have that feeling of like being a kid, where that new love, like where you're just like swinging on the swings together, or you're like going to get ice cream at the ice cream shop, or it's these innocent, very like pure things where it's simple. Before love was complicated, before it got sticky, before it got messy, you just kind of say, I just want to just feel free and light in this. I want to enjoy. Of course, there's light and dark aspects of everything, but I feel like you've been in the dark aspects of love for a long time. You've had to explore the shadows of that world, and I feel like you're ready to step into the light. This Ten of Swords, the light is coming. This is a full moon. It's a harvest moon. It's this lucky Jupiter energy. It's your time to experience the light aspects of love, which is so revitalizing, so restorative, so healing in so many ways, so abundant and full and safe and gentle and exciting. right? It's that exciting butterfly feeling where you're like, oh my gosh, like I haven't had plans in so long, and now I'm getting ready and I'm doing my hair and I'm picking out an outfit. There's so many things surrounding love that create expansion, right? It's like your own interaction with yourself shifts, your interaction with the world around you. Not maybe now you're doing more social things and you're going out. It allows you to have conversations that are more expansive, where you can explore yourself. Maybe you're sitting by a fire, talking the night away, and you're like, wow, I haven't really had such a deep understanding of even myself until I was able to kind of bounce this off of you. It really just does open up your world, and I see that happening for you. Give us more for group one. You're so happy. Like, I'm grinning from ear to ear. I know you can't see me, but I feel that your energy in this, wherever this happens for you, coming in, if it's where you are now or it's about to happen, you're so pleased. Like, I see you looking down at your phone, typing something, and you're giggling, and like your cheeks are going red. Like, you're like, oh my gosh, like I feel like a teenager, like a crushing on someone. Like, it just brings this like fun, mischievous, playful, charismatic energy back into your world. They are showing me again, for some of you that are single, this is reuniting with someone from your past, not someone you don't want to reunite with, obviously, but it's like all of a sudden you see someone on a dating app where you're like, oh my gosh, I went to school with them, and let me message them on Instagram or Facebook, or you run into them, or you realize you have their number. Like, have you ever been going through your phone and you're like, who is this? And you have like some old contact and you realize it was someone like you connected with, but it never became more. And then you're like, let me just reach out to them. And it's something like that for some of you, it blossoms into something. Not you guys getting soulmates. Card 41 coming out here. Penguins, hearts. This penguin, how cute are these two? This penguin has a heart with a lock, and this penguin is holding the key. It could not be sweeter. So either the person you're with or this person you're calling in next, this is a very divine connection. This is someone who fits like a glove. Everything that didn't work about your past relationships, you put so much into your vortex of creation, whatever you want to call it. Whenever something is not how you'd like it, you naturally shoot off this energetic preference into the field. And as you align with that, then the next thing that comes your way when you're in this alignment, which you definitely are, I can sense it from here, from this spread, you line up with those things. So if this other person's bedtime didn't work for you, this one works for you. You guys are aligned on it. If the last person that you dated you couldn't connect with emotionally, this one you can connect with so deeply. If the other person's family dynamic caused hostility, this one, it's not an issue. It's just that everything in this new connection is aligned. It's a lock fitting into a key. There's no tension, there's no rigidity, there's no figuring things out. Of course, there's going to be stuff, right? There's always stuff, but it's very minimal compared to what you've had to go through in the past. Show us more for group one. Oh, you got two cards here. Okay, you got Gemini. I'm getting to you. My guys were like, can you do this deck? And I was like already doing this, and then it just hopped off when I put that deck down. We will do you next. You got Gemini again. So you got the Lovers. So this could be Gemini presenting. That could be you and somebody else. You and your partner could both be Gemini, or this could be someone coming in. This could be you. I don't know if I already said that. I got lost in my examples. Or this could just be the energy of Gemini. It does not have to be a particular sign. We all hold all of the signs within us in some aspect. So this is communication. Communication is key. New moon in Gemini. Oh, I thought someone might get this. New moon in Gemini, and you got cardinal moon. Be bold and make the first move. That's the Fool energy. Now, the Fool is not a fool, of course. The Fool is that feeling of like, let me push myself just out of my comfort zone. Let me just do something wild or a little bit unexpected for me. Let me embrace the adventure of this moment. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but let me be bold and make the first move. It'll give you those butterflies in your stomach feeling because it feels fresh. That's what you came here to experience. Safety and and comfort is lovely and nice and security, but if you don't have the other aspect, life will become stale. You've got to stir it up a little bit sometimes, right? Be bold and make the first move. This could be sending a little text to someone, getting yourself on a dating app, inviting your partner for that weekend or for some sort of date where they come home and you've got candles lit and they're like, what is going on? And you're like, I'm just spicing it up a little. Trust me, you will have the best night of your life. Like, if you just put yourself out there, magic will come back to you. If you put positive expectation and magic out there, trust me, it will come back to you tenfold. Trust me, from someone who does that. Works for me, it'll work for you. Okay, yes, we are going to get to this, but let me get just one of these cards and then we will. Show us more for group 1. It's actually boggling my mind that you got soulmates with the Lovers. Of course, the Lovers is about different things. It can be about choices too, but it's also about connection. It's also about intimacy, as probably the overarching theme, depending on the reading. Certainly in this reading, when we're asking about that. Oh, you got North Node Future, card 34. I love that this came up. This is someone you're going to build a future with. So if you're asking about that, this is definitely either the person coming in. You have a lot of 4s here too, by the way, which is stability. You have 4 Jupiter, 41 soulmates, and now 34 with North Node. This is that compass point. This is something that lights you up, that gives you passion, that you just feel drawn towards and called towards. It's something that cannot be denied. It has like that destiny energy where like, however way this goes, I was going to end up on this path in some regard. That's this relationship coming in, or the energy surrounding your love life. You're building a future here. It's important to your future. It's something that will be a big part of your life from now on, and that you can build with. This is not a fleeting thing. This is not, you may meet someone, you may have moments until you meet this soulmate person, but with soulmate, harvest, the Lovers, the 7th house, and North Node, this is something that's going to last, a fairly long time, if not forever, depending on what you want. It does say communication is key, so I would keep that at top of mind, especially if you have any ruling planets, like if you're Virgo or something else ruled by Mercury. This is, let me not say the things. Let me say the things. Let me say, hey, I appreciate that you did that. This is especially important, I will tell you, when you're starting off and when you're rebuilding or trying to work on a connection that you currently have. It's especially important to say the things that you think don't matter. Like, hey, that shirt looks nice on you. Or like, hey, your eyes look really beautiful in the sun. Or I was thinking about you. I just wanted to let you know. Like, this goes for anything. I don't want to say over communicate, but if you're used to just maybe under communicating, then for you, maybe over communicate. Like, say the things that are in your mind. Don't you love knowing when someone tells you something where you're like, oh, and you're just like smiling like the Cheshire Cat. You're like, oh, I didn't know I looked nice in this, or I didn't know I had a glow about me. Like, don't you love it when people tell you that? Even strangers or friends or coworkers, say, oh my gosh, I love that top on you. It's never a bad thing, right? It doesn't mean that you have to, try to nail things down. I would stay very open and flowy and fluid and trusting the universe type of thing, but communicate like, hey, I'm really enjoying spending time with you. I hope this develops into more. Or, hey, I like really would love to reignite this spark. Like, I kind of thought we were down and out and it was, out for the, what is it? Down for the count? I thought we were down for the count, but I don't know why that's coming up. If someone boxes, that's a really random reference for me to make. Or is like in MMA or something. That could be for you. I thought we were, but it turns out, that I kind of want to invest a little bit more in this and see where it goes. Like, what do you think? Be bold and make the first move. What are you thinking about this? How are you thinking? Because a lot of miscommunication and misunderstandings happen from things left unsaid. You may be completely assuming it's about something and your partner's like, that's not what it was about at all for me. Communicate, set things straight. It is better to have things out in the open and out in the air so that you at least know where you stand and you're on the same page. Also, allow things to shift naturally, right? Especially if you're you haven't been communicating. If you communicate with somebody and sometimes they take time to catch up, right? Like you could say, hey, I'd really like to try again, or blah, 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 or reconnect. And they're not so open. Maybe you caught them off guard, right? Maybe they have to process things. It depends how this person thinks. Don't be like, okay, well, that didn't go well, never mind, because they weren't as, give it a day or two. Trust me, they will, if it's meant for you, they will come around. But sometimes we need to be patient, right? You reach out to someone and say, hey, I was thinking about you, blah, 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 and they don't reply. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm mortified. I can't believe I put myself out there. And then like a week later, you get a text saying, oh my gosh, I've just got back from vacation and turned on my phone and I saw your text and I could not be happier. You never know what the timing is involved. So just do what you feel called to in your intuition, and then don't worry about the outcome. Let it become what it's going to become, because sometimes there's so much more happening than we understand. Can you show us a bit about this person's person, either the one that they're with or one coming in, like some specific traits or qualities that we can just know about and be curious to just get a little sneakle peekle, you know what I'm saying? Okay, oh, this is so lovely. There's two here. They're kind of stuck together. Hello. Oh, wait, is there three? Oh, I love these for you guys. You got, I speak with good intent, especially with the communication here, and I am peaceful. Look at the dove over this figure's head. That's beautiful. First of all, like two really beautiful cards coming out there. This person has such good intentions and a positive perspective on life. They have a good heart. This is not someone who's trying to play games. This is either your person you're with or the person you're calling in, whenever that may be, soon, the person you just met. This person, when they speak, they have integrity, they're trustworthy, they have good intentions, they're trying to make it right, they're trying to make you feel comfortable, they're trying to uplift. I really sense that this person speaks, especially with all this air Gemini energy coming up. This could be like a King of Swords or a Queen of Swords. This is somebody who speaks with purpose. They're not just like, oh, blah, 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 gossiping and like making little weird jokes to try to put you down. I'm seeing somebody who in your past, you were with someone who made like really distasteful jokes, like to you and everybody, but the intent was to put you down or make you feel small, and it really eroded at your self-confidence. This person would never. This person is like, you look beautiful. That looks stunning on you. I love what you've done with your hair. You're such a good mom, or you're such a good dad. Or I really admire, how you approach your work and your creative side. This person will speak life into your guys' connection and into you. It will help rebuild any sort of self-esteem or self-worth issues. And this person, you can come to this person with communication issues. Like, this is not someone who's going to get defensive, deflect, throw it back on you, spin you in a circle, have all this toxicity where you're like, I now have to decide whether I should bother bringing up things because it was not worth it. It became World War III. So now I've got to bite my tongue and just put up with this. That's never a good dynamic in a relationship. This is someone who has good intentions, and their intentions are that you are happy and that the relationship is harmonious. And so when you come to this person, their intention is to hear you and resolve things. So if you're like, I didn't really like that, that made me feel a bit of a way, how you didn't get back to me, or how you said that, or whatever, or you forgot about this important date, they're going to listen. I see someone listening, sitting like forward, almost like leaning in towards you on a couch with their hands on their thighs and their hands clasped, nodding their head. They're listening. They're making eye contact. They let you speak. And then when you're done, they they aim to correct the situation. And it's such a good flow of communication, something that you've never experienced. Tie that hand in hand with I am peaceful. This person does not want drama. They do not want toxicity. They do not want fights. They do not want anger. They do not, healthy anger is, fine, but they're not an angry person. They're not chaotic. They love peace. They value peace. They love to have a peaceful, harmonious life with you. It's fun, it's exciting, it's interesting, there's laughter. It's not that it's boring, peaceful, but in the connection, they prioritize peace and harmony, which means they're not just letting their triggers come out, their shadow side, just to make life chaotic, just to have an ego, just to push back on you, just to cause problems, just to make a power move. That's not this person's intent. It's not in their energy. They might have been like that in the past, but they've grown and they've learned a lot, and they're not in that energy anymore. Let's just get some closing cards here for you, group 1, because your reading is pretty much complete. Any closing information for group 1? This one. Oh yes, adventure. I saw this. Card 21. Be open to new experiences. So especially I'm seeing, like, if you're in the date and new in dating, I see someone being like, do you want to go, like, whatever, spear fishing or like something. I don't know why that's coming. Well, maybe because this guy's wearing like this old-timey scuba diving helmet or whatever, but there's some things that may come up that you would usually be like, I don't know. But in this era of your life where you're in this Fool energy, I see you just being like, okay, I've never done that before, but like, let's go. It'll be a laugh, if anything. Be open to adventures with your partner. If you're with someone, trust me, that will just add so much spice to the energy, because we connect and we develop intimacy through new experiences, through bonding. So you go cut down a Christmas tree. You guys have never done that before. I don't know why I'm saying that. And it's like, trying to get the tree down, and then you're laughing about that and picking the tree, and like it creates a memory, right? This adventurous spirit will absolutely enchant anybody, trust me. It's just, and you will enjoy it. It's just a beautiful energy to be in. Yeah, you got healthy choices, which is beautiful to come up in a love energy reading. Choose wisely. Again, like I said, pile 2 is that 7 of Cups, which is making decisions and choices. I don't see this too much about choose wisely, like there's no energy here, like, or you're going to make the wrong decision. It's not that. It's just that I feel like in this fresh place that you're in, moving out of this 10 of Swords, you understand now what is healthy for you. You understand what is healthy decisions for you. Like, you need your alone time. You need to recenter. You need to be balanced and stable before you have someone else's energy come into your world, into your space. But you're also choosing healthy connections. For example, maybe when you're tired, you realize that's not the best time to have a conversation that might get a little bit heated or intense. So let's wait till the morning because I'm better in the morning. That's a healthy choice, right? Letting things just settle down. If things start taking a step away and taking a breather, if things start to get heated or like seem like they're kind of going off path, that's a healthy choice. Choosing people that your body has a say in. If it feels good in your body, your shoulders drop with them. You find you're naturally smiling and you're naturally laughing. You have open body language. You don't feel self-protective. You don't feel like your body's shutting down or you're getting knots of anxiety. This person didn't text back. They said that they were going to, set up a date and then I didn't hear from him. That feels off. Listen to your body. If it feels off, it probably is off. Of course, give people grace because things can happen, right? Like, for sure. That's normal for someone to say, oh my gosh, my meeting ran late, I'm so sorry. If they come back and, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about someone who just like ghosts you or something and you're like, this doesn't feel right. Listen to your body. I feel like you're making much more healthy choices in regards to what's a good connection for you, what is something that you can thrive in, and what that dynamic will play out like. Because even if you meet the right person, but the dynamic isn't something that works for you, like they want to be together all the time, but you need your alone time, communicate, you speak up. I need time to regroup. I need time to focus on, I have house stuff, maybe you're a parent, I've got to take care of things. Speak, communicate your boundaries, your preferences, make healthy choices for you. This will be an adventure. I love that you got adventure with the Fool. There's nothing like this could not be a more beautiful reading for love life energy. I'm so pleased for you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that this helped and it resonated and it lifted you up and gave you a feeling of excitement for the future or for your current situation that you're in. If you did feel called to another group, I'll see you there shortly. And if not, I'll see you in another reading on another day. Bye. Hello, group 2. Welcome to your reading all about what new energy is entering your love life. You have the 7 of Cups with this purple crystal, and I'm getting so much energy, interest, excitement around this group. I'm getting some channel messages right away that I'll share with you before we begin pulling your tarot. I'm seeing you as the center cup with the seeing eye on it, and you have a lot of choices surrounding you. Now, this might be that there's so many scenarios here. I'll give you a few of them. Number 1, maybe you're single and you have obviously a lot of suitors. That would be the most obvious one around you, a lot of interest, and you're not sure, like you, who to choose. Who's real, who's genuine, who's, fake, or what is an illusion. Number 2, maybe you're in a relationship and you are unsure if you want to commit, or your partner is unsure if they want to commit. Maybe you're like, I don't know, I'm used to having a couple options here. I don't know if I can just be monogamous and settle down with one person, or maybe they're feeling that way. And so you're trying to navigate this. Number 3, maybe you're single and you're wishing you had more options. Maybe you're solo and you're kind of like, I don't really find anyone that I connect with. So maybe that's a situation that you're in, and you're trying to call in more options. Or number 4, maybe you're in a commitment and you're not happy. Maybe you're in a situation and you're like, you need a reminder from the universe that you have options, that your worth is not in question, that you do not need to settle for something, someone, or a situation that is not in harmony or alignment, or is trying to either tear you down or be problematic in your life or drain your energy, or maybe it's just not a match. Maybe they're a lovely person and it's just not a match for you, and you need a reminder that you don't need to settle. You can continue to find something that is divinely connected, right, and aligned for you. So wherever you are on that spectrum, that's the energies coming off of this group. So Spirit, please show us for group 2 all about the energy surrounding their love life, what you want to tell them. Okay, the Tower, I'm really not surprised that came out, because sometimes when we have a lot of options about something, or the universe wants you to open yourself up to options, there becomes a moment, like a Tower moment, where something crumbles down or is no longer serving you and it crumbles away. It could be an old relationship that you find your way out of, or someone says, hey, I don't think this is working for me, and you're like, yeah, I don't know, it's not working for me either. Or this could be a construct or a belief about yourself crumbling down. Like maybe you're like, I'm not worthy of anything more than this. No one would want me. Excuse me, no. You're a magical, immaculate, mystical god or goddess, okay? So we're not even, no. So maybe that's a Tower of that false belief, of that old perception. Maybe someone told you, oh, you're not worth anything. So that structure crumbles down. That old belief crumbles down. Maybe this is something that you've just gone through, because it's your first card I pulled, which I typically put on the left, which is usually like a past energy, or you might have already been moving through this. Maybe you've been through a bad breakup or an amicable breakup, but some sort of breakdown of a relationship where it's no longer in your field, and you're like, I'm wondering what options I have before me. Okay, so show us more. So something is breaking down or broken down, collapsed or crumbled, that was no longer serving you and no longer on your path. 3 of Swords. Okay, so you have a broken heart. So I would take this as this is a relationship ending, or about to end, or you've just been through a relationship ending, or you've had a very difficult past breakup. Look at the heart, look at the anguish on her face. You've been through either a very difficult current breakup or past breakup, or loss. So maybe your loved one passed on. If that's the case, I'm so sorry. That type of grief is, there's no words to put to it until you've been through it. And So I am sending you all of my love while you navigate that or any heartache, because even a breakup can feel like the loss of someone because they're no longer in your everyday life. So whatever you're going through here, I feel like you've been hurt or you're currently feeling heartbroken, and something that you thought was going to be is crumbling down around you. So you're in the right place. So we're going to get some clarity, some advice, some guidance about this, because there's some options here. You have a rainbow of possibilities here. So this reading is about what energy is surrounding your love life. So this could be a relationship you're currently in. This could be a new relationship that you've just started or calling something new in. And this can even be the energy surrounding how you perceive love and relationships. Maybe you have negative self-beliefs or something like this that are kind of blocking you. So Spirit, show us more for these warriors, these alchemists, these phoenixes rising from the ashes in group 2, and make it good, please, because y'all have been through it or are going through it, and you need some positive reinforcement, some light at the end of the tunnel to comfort you through this time. So show us for, yeah, there's a lot hopping out here. Okay, second house coming up. What else for group 2? Show us more for group 2. We saw you. You hopped off like a little rabbit. Solar eclipse. Oh, that's a powerful card. Okay. So I'm going to read you not the whole thing because I don't want it to be like too blah blah, but we're going to just give you the highlights of this. So for the solar eclipse, this says if you get this in a reading, this occurs when a new moon is directly behind the sun and it blocks out the sun's rays. This eclipse energy carries the same potential for new opportunities as the regular new moon, but you will reap 3 times what you sow. So go forward with clear purpose. So it's very strong energy for manifestation. But this means if you're in a negative headspace where you're feeling like, hostile or having like fears and anxieties, that can be 3 times as much amplified. But if you can shift into the light aspects of what you're going through and be open to new adventures, new possibilities, to magic, to things popping up and creating and surprising and delighting you, that will be 3 times as much powerful when you pull this card. So very powerful energy. Now, I'm not surprised, because when you're going through a lot of heartbreak, you're calling forth just as much intensity for creative power. So if you're extraordinarily heartbroken, you're calling forth an extraordinary healing and love and restoration of that heart space. If you're extraordinarily discouraged, you're calling through extraordinary confidence and clarity and things going your way. You call forward for to the extent and the intensity that you don't have something or would prefer something different. You call forward the improvement with as much intensity. So if that helps. So second house is the realm of values. It's ruled by Taurus, Venus. It's an earth element. It says if you get this in a reading, it's time to get your finances in order. You may have been overindulging in material things due to stress. This may catch up with you or leave you scrambling to pay your bills. Alternatively, if you've been short on cash and struggling, this is about to change. Expect a pay raise or some type of windfall to come your way. The second house means that you are pushing your beliefs onto others who may not realize it. Nothing in life is one size fits all, so what might work for you might not work for someone else. This is about your finances, security, money. Okay. That's interesting. I wonder how that relates to this new life love. I feel like it's a factor. I feel like it's on your mind. Like maybe you've had to find a new place to live, or something with this relationship ending is causing your finances to feel also like uncertain. So let's find out more about how that factors in and how possibly this new energy of the love life coming in could help resolve that situation is definitely what I'm getting here, because it has to be connected. Here's your card. You got the storm moon, my loves. You got the storm moon. Look at this tower with the lightning And then you got the storm moon with the lightning. Now listen to this. Look at this cute little fox. Fox is clever. The fox will find a way. And you're the fox. Also, you're probably foxy. Storm moon is stepping away from drama, boundaries, and revelation. So you have this Three of Swords tower energy surrounding you. I feel like I said, you're going through a difficult time. You're going through a storm. You're going through a storm. But what's going to help in this situation is allowing this new energy to come in, because as the tower crumbles, you can rebuild it, right? Now you have fresh soil, you have fresh structure, you have things that are no longer so rigid that you can mold them. They're pliable. Maybe you were in a living situation you weren't comfortable with. Maybe there's things that you would prefer for your life or your work or your finances that were stuck and tied to this old tower, and you couldn't get your money out, or you couldn't get your funds out, or you couldn't get your freedom out. And now you're free. But there's something here about stepping away from the drama and having boundaries, and then the beautiful word of revelation. Something occurs to you. It's an aha moment. It's an epiphany, awakening, judgment moment where you're like, you know what? I've realized something about this, and you suddenly are able to step forward onto a new path, which is why I think this Seven of Cups is coming up, because I think you've realized a lot from this heartache. I think you've realized what's best suited for you. I think you've realized your own worth, or you're about to realize it. I think you've realized that maybe you were putting up with things that you shouldn't have to put up with. I think you've realized that you deserve someone who protects and honors you and your heart, who adores you, who is trustworthy, who brings peace into your heart and into your home. And anyone who's taking it away or actively trying to cause drama does not need to be having access to your energy. That's just not what you came here for. I feel like you learned exactly what you needed to learn from that situation, and that's why Spirit has now crumbled it. It said, that's over, that's enough. They've learned the lesson. They get the point. Their growth, their soul growth that they came here to learn has been achieved. They have grown. They have become stronger. Now they're going to heal this heart. They're going to put it back together, because here come the boundaries. Here come the boundaries. So if there's something that you need to say or put in place, maybe it's blocking somebody, right? That's a very clear boundary. Maybe it's saying, I'm sorry, but I won't be responding to communication or conversations that I'm being belittled or that are toxic or antagonistic in nature. Maybe that's saying I'm removing myself from the situation completely. Whatever this situation is, you are putting boundaries in place in order to put yourself back at the center point of your healing. You no longer have energy to be giving to something that is drama-filled or toxic. That loving care has to go into you. And this fresh energy that's around your situation is that you realize you now have options. You have decisions to make. And you realize that some things are illusions. I think that you are more keen and aware, and your discernment has become heightened. You're finely tuned. Your BS detector is now on point. So if someone tries to step to you, or if an ex-person or this person who maybe hurt you tries to step to you, you understand now what is an illusion and what is real. You can sense it. You can sense it in your body. You're highly intuitive, just like you can sense a storm coming. You can sense like the moisture in the air. You don't need to check the weather network. You can sense the storm coming in with a person, right? With a conversation. You can remove yourself from that situation. I just want to say, make sure that if you're in a situation that is not, that if you need support, please call and get support. Call a helpline or something like this, because any situation that's, abusive is not okay. And that you need to get yourself help in a safe way, because those type of situations can be very nuanced and multi-layered and complicated. So please make sure that you get experts to help you extricate yourself and put boundaries in place if that's the situation. If it's not, and this is just a regular, situation that has hostility or antagonism or conflict, or it's just broken apart, because you're no longer aligned on your path. That's the energy that I'm talking about here. So I just want to make that clear, because those can't be handled in the same way, because we want to make sure that you're safe, right? And that you're not doing anything that would cause a bigger explosion, that would cause any harm to come your way. So for group 2, please show us more about this 7 of Cups, and also with the second house, the finances that was affected. Show us what fresh new energy is coming in here regarding their love life. You got soulmates. Card 1 got, okay, pile 1 got this. And in pile 1, I kept saying, I feel like you guys have stuff in pile 2, because a few things happened that pointed to your group. So I wonder if you're from there, or if you also have messages in pile 1. You got the card soulmates. So there's some energy around you where you're going to be healing from this heartbreak and moving towards this revelation, which is soulmates. Now, the fact that it says revelation, for some of you, this could be a past relationship or someone that you know. Maybe you have a best friend, maybe you have a coworker, someone who's just been there for you. And all of a sudden you're like, when you're healed and when you're healthy, because this 3 of Swords, Tower energy, could have been very far in the past, right? This could have been years ago, months ago, where now you're like, yes, that's what I went through. And now I'm ready to, re-step into my love life. And that's why this revelation soulmates energy is coming up. This may be someone that you're like, wow, I didn't see you were right in front of me this whole time. It's your neighbor, it's your best friend, it's one of your friends, maybe your coworkers, someone you went on a date with a couple of times. That energy did also come up a little bit in pile 1. Or this is a completely new person that comes in that you're meeting. I don't really get too much in this that you guys are with someone right now. Let me feel into that. Okay, yeah, it could be. For one, this could be someone that you had a heartbreak with in the past. And now you coming back around and you guys are both healed and you guys are both completely different people and you guys have both grown as souls, expanded as souls, learned from the situation, and now you're coming back around, and you are soulmates, because sometimes we do a lot of healing and we learn a lot about ourselves through situations. Sometimes the soulmate dynamic is there to help you learn about yourself, right? So sometimes it can break apart and it can cause a broken heart. And then you come back around to that person because that person is your destiny and you're always going to feel drawn to them, right? Some connections are like that. And then on the second round, like I had a friend who her sister was like that. She was dating this guy. He wasn't treating her well. She said to him, I won't be in a connection like this. She broke up with him. And then like 5 years later, he came back around, completely changed. And now they're married happily with kids. And he was like, I needed that. I needed her to show me, how I was being. I needed to grow up. I needed to mature emotionally and be who she needed and who I needed myself to be. And he did the work and he became a person worthy of a woman like the love that she was giving and offering. He matched her energy. And after those years, now that they were soulmates, they were destined. So it definitely could be that too. This could be someone who you had a heartbreak with, who your life crumbled down, and that person is actually coming back around now. So that would be for the people I said. This might be someone that you already know, because you have the revelation, which kind of gives something that's like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize it was this person or this thing all of the time, because you definitely have these choices. I see that could be the situation where you're like, I have all of these choices. I'm dating people, but this person's always been on my mind. Or do I want to keep dating people and having all of these options? Because some of these cups, there's a snake in them, like I'm kind of feeling like I want a bit more security. I kind of feeling like I want to settle down a little bit. Or this could be like the one that I said, where you're with someone and you're realizing that you deserve so much more. And there is a soulmate out there for you. There, in whatever situation it is, because this is a general reading, so there's going to be multiple situations in each group. There's a soulmate energy around you, and now your heart will tell you who that is. If there's no one in your radar who you've been with, who you're like, yeah, I always had a special connection with them, and I was sorry that it ended, then it's a new person. It's a completely new person coming in. But in order to bring this in, you need to step away from any drama surrounding you establish boundaries in order to keep your frequency high and clear, because who we attract is a reflection of our inner space, right? So if you're still getting caught up in chaotic things with people, with an ex, with a co-parenting, with a divorce you're going through, and then you're trying to bring in a new relationship, it could be muddy waters, right? Because your energy and your frequency applies to all. So it's still going to be connected to a new love that you're bringing in, even if you have a kind of unstable frequency because of a past dynamic that's causing drama. Try and stabilize your inner world, and you'll bring in a more harmonious, clearly aligned connection, because there is a soulmate around you. Show us more for group 2, please. I heard my guides just said their perspective will become clear. So there is some revelation energy where I do feel something's going to happen where you're going to be like, wow, I see this clearly. This person is not for me, or this person is for me, or I thought I wanted choices, but I'm actually better. Like, I'll give you an example. I've been in that energy where I come out of a breakup, or whatever, and I've healed, and I'm like, you know what, I'm ready to get back in the dating world. And I'm like, I'm not going to just settle. I'm just going to like enjoy. I'm not going to settle down. I was just in a long-term relationship. I'm just going to enjoy dating and meeting different people. And I'll start to kind of get into that. Like, I'll be dating a few people, not like, deeply intimate, but just go on a coffee date with this person, go on a dinner date with this person. And then I tell myself, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. So many options, so much 7 of Cups, so many different, diverse backgrounds and energies and options. But then I realize this is exhausting. It's just not for me. I'm a Virgo. I'm like a earth energy. I'm very loyal. I really just want one. Like, do you know what I mean? So I very quickly narrow it down, and I'm like, okay, I got to pinpoint who's best suited for me, because I can't keep doing this. I just find it exhausting. I don't like having a lot of texts, calls. I don't like having a lot of social plans. I'm a homebody. So it could be that the revelation for you is that you realize you don't want all these options. You are more of a committed person, because Spirit was giving me that example. Or it could be completely the opposite. You could be like, I've had my heart broken and I don't want to settle down. I want to be wild and free, explore my options, and kind of, especially because the rainbow's here, right? This could have to do with pride or something like that. This could have to do with you being fluid in your sexuality, exploring your options. That could be for a group of people too, where you're like, I kind of want to explore my options in terms of preference, in terms of my relationship structure. Maybe I don't want monogamy. Maybe I was always, what's the other one? Maybe I was always non-monogamous and now I want to be monogamous. It can be whatever that means for you. You're exploring different options, or you've explored different options, and now you're realizing, because you have the revelation, something. You do have the soulmates card, so that could indicate some sort of monogamy or settling down. Or maybe this is your person. Maybe they've been like, I don't know, I'm not much of a commitment person, and they're kind of like, you're like, are they talking to other people? I can't really tell where we stand. We're dating, but I'm not sure if we're committed or exclusive. And then you have a conversation with them, you set some boundaries, and you might have to say like, hey, this is what works for me. And if that doesn't work for you, then that needs to be revealed and put on the table, because I'm looking for someone who is just my person. Like, that's where I thrive in a relationship. That could be bringing a 7 of Cups energy swirling around you down into a couple, into a two people choosing, right? That's also could be why you have messages in group 1, because that card was choice, the lovers, the 2 holding hands. So that could be what this energy is about too. There's a lot of scenarios in this group. I'm not surprised, because it's the 7 of Cups. So there's a lot of scenarios. Just tune into the one that resonates for you. Show us more, please, for group 2. Yeah, debilitated discomfort. I mean, we've already seen this on the table. You have the Tower, the 3 of Swords, and now this card, 14, debilitated discomfort. That's what 3 of Swords is. You're uncomfortable. You feel like you can't get up in the morning. It's rocked your world, not in a good way. It's kind of like broken down your routines, your system, your structure. You felt very uncomfortable in that energy. There's just a lot of kind of past energy coming up your spirit, and I would like to show them more about the fresh energy coming in. The thing is, when you're in heartbreak and grief, it can be very big energy. It's very intense. So it's not unusual for it to kind of take over a reading. I just want to get you a lot of hope and things to look forward to on the horizon. I don't want to sit too long in the debilitated discomfort energy, but I do feel like the discomfort that you went through is going to build this castle, because see it, this winding staircases, and there's a throne here. This card actually came up in my last reading about the future home. You could be from that group where we talked about your pain and trauma being the catalyst for the beautiful, abundant life that you're living now. For example, your second house. I'm actually going to switch these so that that's with the finances and the soulmates under the Three of Swords. If you're actually feeling in discomfort about your finances, that means that discomfort, like I said, is calling in more abundance. You're creating the opposite now. You're creating more. So please show us more for group 2 about the new energy surrounding them, and also address this second house energy, because we know where they're at. We want to know where they're going. Okay, a personal issue reaches conclusion. Full moon in Cancer. So Cancer energy showing up here, if that relates to you. Something about this is set to rights, whether it's the money thing, whether it's extricating yourself from this dynamic, whether it's unclarity about if this person's committed or not, or you need to like fully move out of a dynamic, that reaches resolution and is concluded, and that kind of lightens up your energy. It lifts your spirits, right? It creates an opening and a space of possibility that maybe wasn't there before, because maybe you were feeling very heavy and tired and mentally looping a lot of things. So something concludes, which I think opens you up to this love energy coming in, this soulmate energy. You basically the storm passes. You have like 3 stormy cards here, but the storm passes and you move into this soulmates, and this personal issue reaches conclusion. Now remember, things are 3 times intensified for you right now with this solar eclipse card. So be really careful where you're letting yourself get tied in and spun around into drama, because you could be reaping 3 times the harvest with other things if you put your energy to that. I'll give you clear examples. Say you're with a person and you guys are trying to figure out, how to navigate this relationship, but it's toxic and stormy right now, right? Or an ex, you're extricating yourself and you get a message, or they come and want to talk to you about something, and you can feel the clouds in the air. You can feel the lightning in the moisture in the air. And they say, oh, well, look at you doing this and that. Now, boundaries and stepping away from drama and this solar eclipse energy, you say to yourself, where would my energy be best times 3 right now? Do I want to engage in this because then this is going to become 3 times bigger? Or do I want to focus on my work right here, my creative project, cleaning the house, whatever self-care I'm doing, going for a walk, working on something for me, doing some meditation, because then that positive energy is going to be 3 times fold. Expanded and abundant. That's the decisions you're going to need to make right now while you navigate this situation regarding your love life, because on the other side is soulmates energy, and it could be that you're going through a heartbreak with someone and your world is crumbling, but you still feel that this is your soulmate. That could be it, which means you've got to step away from drama, have boundaries, move through the discomfort, and trust that if this person is meant for you, you guys are going to find your way out of this. There's multiple options in order to get out of this situation, in order to heal this situation. A personal issue reaches conclusion. So something that's bothering you is going to be healed. So it just depends on what situation you're in. But all of the message is the same. Step away from drama, allow yourself to heal, focus on your healing, and allow this positive connection wherever it is for you on your horizon. It's like right here in the reading to come in, as well as your financial situation to be restored and to reach some sort of rebalancing with this personal issue. I'm sure it's regarding that. Yeah, protection. You're protected through this. Guys, there's more lightning. You're just going through a storm. Sometimes we just go through that, or you've just been through that. There's more lightning. You have lightning in 3 of your cards. But you're protected. See, you have to understand this tree is rooted. Even though this tree is out in nature and it's completely exposed to the elements, it's deeply rooted in the ground. It's grounded. So even if it gets struck by lightning, very minimal damage is going to happen. Just like you, if you wake up, put on your positive affirmations, do your meditation, get some sunlight, move your body, eat something nourishing, plan your day out with your positive intentions, speak to yourself kindly. If some lightning strikes you, if someone tries to come at you with some drama, you're grounded. You're not all chaotic in your mind. You're not still spinning off the last argument. You're not like anxiously waiting and wondering and, wanting to engage in a power dynamic because of the last thing that they said. No, you're grounded in yourself. So even if that lightning strikes, you're protected. You have discernment. Discernment is protection. Discernment is your inner voice, aka your guides and your intuition and your ancestors saying to you, move to a different room, lock down this conversation, just say, get yourself out of it. Don't reply to this text. If it's a person that's texting you, maybe block this person. They're going to give you lots of ways in order to de-escalate situations so that your energy is protected, because what's very crucial here is that your energy is protected because you have these two penguins here with the hearts all around them. So either this is a difficult time you need to get through with your person, or this is a difficult time you need to get through and heal from in order to meet your person, in order to connect with your person, because they're definitely in your energy field here. But right now there's choices. That could be why there's so many options in the reading, right? Maybe you're not sure yet if you want to stick with this relationship and work through it. Maybe you're not sure if you want to get back out there and get in the dating field. Maybe you're not sure if you want none of the above and you just want to be by yourself, because every cup has a different option. So you're in a period of time where you're reviewing your options and deciding what works for you. Something's definitely concluded and you do have some sort of revelation here. The only way to answer that question is to tune into your inner world and say, okay, I see I have a lot of options and it's unclear. I'm in a moon energy. I'm in the storm. When I'm in the storm, I can't always see clear. So let me just buckle down, protect my energy, let some time pass, get through the day in a way that I don't feel drained, focus on myself, focus on where I can invest my energy that's going to magnify it threefold. Maybe it's focusing on extra income right now to get my second house in order. Maybe it's focusing on ways to get out of this situation to get my second house in order so that I can, have a roommate or get out of this lease. Wherever it is that you need to focus your energy, you're moving through this into a clearing, into the light after the storm, which is where you have a divine connection waiting for you in some aspect, either in the same person. Maybe they're going through a difficult time and you're just navigating the storm. Maybe they're going through depression or they've lost someone close to them and you're like, maybe they're going through a surgery. Sometimes when our loved ones go through a difficult health diagnosis or a health ailment, they become the shadow side of themselves, right? And that can be very painful. It can be like, my whole marriage, my whole relationship is breaking down because this person's unwell and I'm trying to be there for them, but they're snapping at me, they're attacking me, they're taking all of their demons and triggers out on me, and this is my person. Like, there's so many options here. So this could be about weathering the storm, understanding that you're protected and you got to hold your vibration steady until this energy passes, and then you will be stronger than ever. Or this could be about removing yourself from a stormy energy in order to meet up with an aligned partnership on the other side of this discomfort. Show us qualities of this soulmate person, please. I invoke laughter. Oh my God. I love that you got this. You guys need this. Look, the crows are surrounding this person who's kind of wearing a silly costume and doing a silly dance with silly hair. This is a very spiritually aligned person. Laughter and humor is a very high frequency energy. It will lift you out of the darkest. You could be in the foulest mood and someone makes you laugh. Now, this could be a tip for you too if you're working with darker shadowy energies in a person. Sometimes just having a light heart, making a few jokes, trying to laugh your way through it really will lighten the energy. But I feel strongly that this person coming in, they have an excellent sense of humor. They know how to playfully, joke with you that lightens your spirit. They might just have that kind of way of those like quips that come off the tongue that you just snorting into your drink, you know, like spitting out your coffee. I'm seeing someone like they just can't believe that they came up with that. It's such a lovely energy to be in. When someone has a sense of humor, it really makes everything feel like it'll be okay, you know, because they know how to lighten the energy. It's a very creative place to be in. A very creative energy is humor, and you have to have divine timing, because you can't make, you ever had someone try to make a joke? It's not funny. It has to be perfectly timed, and that's being in divine timing. Knowing exactly when to, you know, present that punchline or to make that joke is someone who's very in tune. So this person with the crows is very spiritually connected, and they know exactly what to say at the right time to lift your spirits, to brighten your day, to send you like a funny meme or a funny joke, to tease you lightly about something so that, you know, you stop taking yourself so seriously. Show us more. What else about this person? I live in truth. I think you're both moving into this energy. I think this other person has also had some awakening moments here with the snake, with this kundalini rising. This is probably both. Maybe you've both been through heartbreaks and a lot of trauma. I feel like you both have seen a lot and learned a lot about yourself, and you've both come to very clear, decisive energy about what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what you need, and what you desire in partnerships. And I feel like this person speaks the truth to you. I feel like they don't, there's nothing shadowy about them. I feel like you always know where you stand. They're completely trustworthy and upfront. Even if you do something that kind of sets them off, they'll just very gently and straightforward tell you, like, hey, this doesn't really work for me. I think maybe this is a trigger that you're kind of projecting onto me from your past. Is there some way I can help with this? Because, you know, I don't think I've done anything. That sounds like something that, you know, you're kind of expecting that I'm going to do. This person could really help you heal those wounds by kind of gently calling you out on your stuff, and you call them out on their stuff. That's the best type of soulmate relationship, because then you can both heal things from the past. You don't just keep dragging them forward with you. They help you look at them. They're a mirror. They reflect it back to you, and they're like, hey, I noticed that you sometimes do this. Tell me about that. Where does that stem from? Can we find a more harmonious way of communicating or working through these situations? This is a very mature energy. I feel like it's someone who's a very emotionally mature, emotionally deep, and has a lot of grounded energy. They're very patient. I feel like they're not going to be snappy with you. They're not going to get up and go, oh, well, if you're going to be like that, then forget it. They're going to observe. They're going to know you inside and out, and they're going to say, okay, I see what's going on here with you. You tend to shut down when this happens, right? Tell me about that. What can I do for you when that happens? It's someone who is willing to learn all the and wants to learn the ins and outs of you in order to have a beautiful relationship with you. Final cards for group 2, please. Show us more about this energy surrounding their love life for group 2. Ooh, that one hopped off. We saw you. One more. Oh, we got it. Okay. Well, this one came over first, so we'll read it. Card 32, obstacle. You're overcoming a blockage on your path. We see that all over here. A personal issue reaches resolution. So there's a mountain here with flowers surrounding it. So if there's something with your current partner or with a relationship that's falling away that seems like an insurmountable mountain, you are moving through this storm. The table is reading that you're deeply in it, even if it's happened in the past. Your emotions are still really tangled up in this heartbreak, but this soulmate stands here so like a beacon in the night because the reading has a lot, like there's 4 cards here with darkness or lightning or storm energy, but the soulmate is like a beacon here. These conclusions, these resolutions, you're moving through these obstacles. The air is lightning. You invoke laughter. There's someone there waiting for you on the other side, calling you forward through this storm. They showed up right away in your energy. Oh, you got abundance. I had to drop that card because it was so spicy. It was so hot. Card 33. This is what you needed to hear. Card 33, abundance. This is financial security and material gains. And there's a coin purse here with coins falling out of it. For some reason, your love life energy, it's strongly connected to repair and rebalance in your second house, which is your financial material world. Quite possibly you move in with this person, right? Now you have dual income, you get engaged, you get married, you find your person. When you find your person, a lot of things settle down and stabilize because now you can start to build. And with a soulmate, these penguins, they're together for life, right? So if one penguin wants to build a house, the other penguin's going to build it with them, right? If one penguin needs a new car, the other penguin's going to be right there with them. Okay, we need a new car. It's not as challenging as it is when you're in a solo energy on solo income, because you can put all your nuts together, right? And you have a lot more flexibility. So with this abundance card, there's something here from this storm that you're passing through, whether it's, you get a settlement from a divorce, or you get an inheritance, or you get, like I said, dual incomes, or this person comes in and they're super generous and they're super giving and they're like, let me take care of that. Let me move in with me. Let me help you pay the bills. There's something here where it's financially abundant, which I really feel like you needed to hear, because this whole reading we were wondering about this second house, right? There's been some financial aspect here that's been kind of a thorn in your side, that's maybe made you feel like pulled back from love and dating. Like maybe you're like, I'm going through a bankruptcy. I don't want to date someone. I don't want to have to explain to them that I'm going through a bankruptcy or a consumer proposal. Or maybe you're like, I don't have a lot of money. I don't feel comfortable going out on a dinner date if I can't pay my half. There's some energy that presents here, wherever this is on your path. Either it's your current person as you guys heal and come back into realignment, or a new energy presenting, or somewhere in your future, or someone you've just met. If you've just met someone and you're feeling soulmate vibes from them, they hold you in this protective energy. They're like, come close to me, we'll go through this storm together. Let me share my wealth with you. You're my person. Of course I'm going to cover you. Let me pay for dinner. I want to take you on the date. Let me pay for half the rent or all the rent. Let me help you get caught up in those bills. Like some people, they live their whole lives is to be in that provider, protector mentality. Some people, that's their true heart's desire. So it sounds like you're aligning with someone who wants to support you and lift you up and help you get back on your feet, not in a way that's going to hold it over your head, but in a way that makes them happy to see you happy and relieved and more lighthearted, to help. Like, it's just like money is money, right? Like if your person saw you in a storm getting soaked, you don't think they're going to hold up an umbrella for you? Of course. That's the whole point of them being your person, right? So I really see this person just wanting to support and protect and help provide and help you get rebalanced and regrounded again. That's what lights them up. And I feel like it's a beautiful give and take. And I feel like there's a lot of options in this reading, and there's a lot of options about the choices that you can make in this regarding what you're currently in, how long you want to stay in an energy of dating, when and if you want to move into a solitary soulmate energy. This could literally be like you're dating, a lot of people, or kind of having your, an open mind about things, and then you meet this person and it kind of narrows it down to the two. Wherever you are on this spectrum, or this could be, like I said, you're not sure where you stand and you speak to this person, and this is the personal issue or the obstacle that reaches resolution, where you or someone has a revelation and you guys say, yeah, we actually do want to commit. Let's move in together. Let's make this easier on our wallets. Let's pool our resources and have a double income home. And that's the solution to this problem, almost with this debilitated discomfort, with these two staircases here becoming one. There is some joining together of things that makes things easier and simpler, that narrows down the choices into one cup, basically. That's what I'm seeing here from this Seven of Cups energy. All the best with your situation. You're absolutely moving through this storm. Tune into your intuition and ground yourself as much as you can, and you will definitely come out on top of this. You will come out laughing, Spirit's saying, if that makes, oh yeah, you haven't invoked laughter, so that makes sense. You'll come out laughing, in a beautiful way. Thank you so much for being here. If you felt called to another group, I'll see you there shortly. And if not, I'll see you in another reading on another day. Bye. Well, hello group 3. Welcome to your reading all about what energy is entering into your love life. You have card 19 with the sun and this beautiful moon. So let's find out from Spirit all about this energy surrounding your love life. This could be you're with someone, new energy coming in, you just met someone, or even your beliefs or expectations surrounding the topic of love or intimate relationship. Show us for group 3. Well, those came out real quick. Hermit and the World. Wow. Okay. 2 major arcana coming out. So big things are happening here. This could be Virgo energy presenting with the Hermit, or just the energy of it. It doesn't mean you have to be a Virgo. This is showing you here in an isolated energy. You've been doing a lot of healing, a lot of self-reflecting, a lot of time on your own, and look at you now coming out into the world, literally. Expansion, joy, success, completion, recognition, being seen. Okay, and you have the Sun. What, you have 3 major arcana, quite frankly. So big things happening here. You're coming out into the light. This is giving like the energy of summer, the energy of more, the energy of abundance. More for group 1. Show us what's going on in the energy around their love life. What's entering in regarding connections. Oh, I tried to get that, but they say no. They said, wait a minute. Maybe that happened to you where you thought there was something and then Spirit was like, not this one. And it kind of went nowhere. That's what I'm feeling. First house. Okay, amazing. And what else? This said, well, hang on a dang minute. So some of you could be musical, because whenever I sing, it's because there's musicians in the group. Oh, you got Eros with the little love. Eros. We're going to first, let's read the first house here. Okay, in a reading, you are in the spotlight now. That's what it says. I didn't make it up. Read it from the book. That's why you got the World card. You need to take full advantage of it. Guys, listen to this. If you're naturally an extroverted person, this will be a walk in the park. But if you're more of an introvert, the Hermit, like the alignment, you guys are super aligned. The alignment in your reading, like it doesn't take a card reader to see how everything's just working out here for you on this table. You may have to struggle with having all eyes on you. This energy won't last forever, so use it to the best of your ability and take advantage of it. The concept of fake it till you make it is sometimes tied to the first house because you might have different masks you need to put on from time to time to get to the date. There's no shame in that. Use what resources you have is a smart move. This is spotlight, expression, interaction, attention, outer self, extrovert. This is the realm of the self, not the South. The self ruled by Aries and Mars. It's fire element. It's creative. Don't forget about Eros. Wow, I feel like I'm dancing on cloud 9 with y'all. If you got the Lovers card. Now, symbols for this are arrows, swans, doves, candles, hearts. So you might see any of these. If you get this in a reading, it indicates your subconscious desires about what you're looking for in a partner. If you're unattached, this appearance can signal you're ready for commitment and you want to get in touch with the attributes you're looking for in a partner. If you're already in a relationship, you might need to make more time for your partner to reconnect. Alternatively, this could ask us look deep inside ourselves and find our passion. It could be romantic love. This could be healthcare. This could be sports. It could be absolutely anything that lights you up and lights your soul on fire. This asteroid wants us to realize our dreams because they're what keeps us going. Keywords: romance, desire, passion, love, and blending of energy. Like, hello and welcome to your love reading. You guys would be like the billboard for the love reading because does not get better than this. Everything that you want is coming into your energy right now, whether this is with someone you're with. That spark, the spark is sparking. You could be feeling like in a glow up. You could be putting a lot of self-care and attention on yourself and really like taking some time for yourself. And this could be like your partner's turning their head like, wow, you're looking good, babe. Or this could be you're out in the dating world, or you could not even be actively dating. This could just be like you're glowing. You've been doing all of this self-care and hermiting and it has paid off. Maybe you've been in like your cave for a matter of time now. And you've been coming out into the sun, wearing some fresh fits, looking real fly, and all of a sudden, everyone is like turning their head, and you're like, why is everyone staring at me? It's because you're glowing, you're radiant, you're like you're a diamond. You were refined in the fire of whatever you went through while you were in your cave there, and you came out magnetic. And make no mistake, if you're looking for love, it is right on your path here, because that is magnetic attractive energy, which means you are going to align with something fabulous, exciting, passionate. This will be your expression on the day to day. This person is so happy. Wow. Now also, because the resonant crystal there that spirit picked was the moon for the sun, so it's like that balance. I feel like you're going to be shining and you're going to pull in someone because you're balanced within yourself, right? So inner harmony is outer harmony, as within so without. So you're going to find this partner who completely balances you out, or you're going to realize that the connection that you're in, you have that perfect balance and it becomes more in harmony. You feel appreciated, you feel seen, you feel like your partner's like, you know what? I don't give you enough credit because you're an amazing person. You just light my world up. Sorry, I've been really distracted with work. I want to take you out on a date. I want to court you. I want to shower you with flowers and everything that love and eros, represents. What did it say? Candles and flowers and roses and doves and heck yes. Oh, this one doesn't want to go back in the deck. It said, pick me. Yeah, this is exactly what you've been in. Card 40 with the crow here. Cold moon, completion. Completion, that's the world. That's the world. Embracing the inner quiet, rest, and reflection. This is divine feminine energy. I feel like you finally moved into that soft life energy where you're like, I am going to stop doing everything and I'm going to start allowing my energy to be in the receiving mode. I am going to be receiving. I am focusing on my nervous system healing. Because if you are in this world, your nervous system's probably in a state of disarray in some respect, because just by being in the collective energy, and you're like, no, I've taken this back. I hermited myself into my glowing, radiant version of myself. Or maybe you're in the process of doing this right now. I've been listening to my body. I've been listening to the needs of my soul. I have been embracing the quiet. I have been enjoying just being on my own. And now I am at a state of inner fulfillment and completion where I feel like starting something fresh. I feel like opening myself up to a little bit of je ne sais quoi. And I want to know what the quoi is. And I want to see the options. Like I said, that could be with a partner. You guys could be just both doing your thing, been working and doing life, and all of a sudden you're like, let's rekindle this spark. Let's be going on some dates, spending more time together, snuggling up together, relearning each other, because everybody evolves and everybody is growing. So you may need to relearn your partner every single week, right? New stuff comes up, they shift, you learn something new about them. Or this could be putting this light out into the world and y'all are attracting something with your beautiful sun radiating. Show us more. These two want to come out. Ooh, you got mending and new life. I knew this new life card was going to come out because it's so the feeling of this reading. Card 39, new life. That's the sun energy. That's fresh new beginnings coming out for you here. You're going to feel like a completely new person. And mending. So this could be for those of you who are like, I'm feeling really good within myself, but my relationship is feeling like a little bit, under the weather, need a little bit of TLC. This could be repairing something, putting some TLC into something and seeing that nurture and that self-care blossom and bloom. Show us more for group 3. This is definitely a more pile. And you guys deserve it because you guys give a lot to others, and you finally kind of took that bull by the horn, so to speak, and we're like, I need to start focusing on myself. And you're feeling good and you're feeling thriving and you're feeling bright and shiny, and you're starting to notice that people are noticing. Okay, you got communication is key, new moon in Gemini. Didn't these both come out in pile 1? And you got be bold and make the first move. I feel like these both came out in pile 1, or at least one of them. So Gemini energy establishing here. So if this is someone you've got on your mind, so a crush you've got, this is your person, this is just wanting to put yourself out there, communicate. write up that dating profile, write to that friend or that person who's been on your mind, or that crush, or that, maybe they don't know. Communicate. Hey, I sometimes feel like there's more here. I sometimes feel like there's a little spark. Do you want to grab coffee, like as more than friends, just to see where it goes? Or your person, hey, I just want to let you know, be bold, make the first move, get in there. I just want to let you know you're looking kind of great today, and I feel like we need to reignite our spark, all this Aries energy. Why don't we go on a little date? How about we do this? Would you like to plan it? Would you like me to plan it? How are you feeling in our relationship? I know we've had some resentments. I know we've kind of been feeling like the other person's kind of put us out in the cold because work's been a priority or the kids have a priority. You can mend that. If this is your person, you can mend that. It all starts from within, right? Because when you're feeling better within and your cup is full, there is no challenge that you can't take on. All of a sudden, all these problems that seem so huge feel much smaller. When you're getting your sleep, everything feels like you can fix it. When you're not getting sleep, everything feels bigger than it is, right? Same with eating well, same with taking care of yourself, because that resentment builds, because it's hard to give ourself or our time or invest in another when we're thinking, but I didn't even take care of me today. So how can I be giving to you? That causes resentment. So communicating, mending, clearing this air. You have this new life energy here. Be bold and make the first move. So if this is new, get out there. You see someone who catches your eye, ask them out. If you're on the apps and you match with someone, don't wait. Don't wait for the person to be like, hey, you have a great smile. Let's grab coffee. You would be surprised. That would be a light of freshness in the dating realm. People would be so receptive to that type of energy of someone just making the first move, knowing what they want, being assertive, being confident. That sun energy. Could be Leo energy here, I'm sensing. Just take that if it resonates. Show us more for group 3. Really just clear, succinct energy here. It's very clear. I think you're ready to get out in the world. You're ready to date. Ooh, mystery. 8th house. This is Scorpio energy coming up here. Card 46. I think it is a mystery. I think maybe things aren't clear. Maybe you're not sure if you can repair this thing with your person. Maybe you're not sure if you want to, but maybe you want to try or just explore it. Maybe you're not sure how you feel about dating. You don't know maybe if you want if you're ready for a full commitment, or if you just want a light flirtation. You know what I mean? And you don't have to have all these answers right now. You don't have to have all these answers. This can be about exploration and just getting yourself out there, having fun, having success. Allow yourself to be seen and just enjoy that phase of being seen, of people being attracted to your light, of feeling in this new, fresh life energy. You deserve this. You deserve to be courted, to be showered. You don't have to reveal. I actually see you holding yourself back and kind of activating some of your Scorpio energy. One of my closest friends is Scorpio, and she's got that down pat. I'm an overtalker. I'll be like, oh my gosh, let me tell you everything about, what type of salt I use on my my cooking. And she's just like, She's very in her divine feminine, let me see how you move, and then I'll know how I want to move. I really appreciate it and admire that about her. So that's that Scorpio energy. Oh, me knocking a card off your pile. Oh, we got it back. Communication is key. Don't try to fling it off the table, y'all. If you're an introvert, communication is key. But what I was saying is, she's got that's a Scorpio energy, that mystery, leaves some to the imagination. She might smile at a guy, but not explain everything away. She lets them approach her, and kind of she sees as it progresses, she observes, and she likes having that mystery, right? It adds to the interest for her and the intrigue. So adding a little bit of that can definitely spice up, and being okay with this phase of your life where you don't need to know everything. Just because you meet someone, you don't need to know if this is your person forever. You're exploring and enjoying that time where things are unknown, and keeps your options open, right? And it adds to that excitement. Show us more for group 3. Ooh, a lot, but this one doesn't want to go back out. Back in enlightenment. There's a sailboat here, kind of lit up by the stars. I feel like you are approaching this completely differently. You've had an epiphany about love. I feel like you maybe shied away from it before, or it just maybe it wasn't your thing. There's something about it where you're in a completely different energy. You feel lighter with the sun energy. You feel enlightened. You feel like it's not something that's so scary or so fear based or so anxiety ridden. I think you see the fun and an excitement and the passion in it. I think you see the value that it can add to your life, where before you might have been like, this is just drama and toxic and so tedious. I think there's something about being in this sun energy where you're like, wow, I'm not mad at this. People texting me saying I look beautiful and sending me flowers and trying and courting me and taking me on dates. Like, even just the enjoyment of the date, of a dinner with another person and a wonderful conversation. It doesn't mean I need to like marry this person, you know? There's something where you're taking a completely different approach to this, and it's serving you very well. Show us qualities of someone who might be special in their field that comes in, or the type of person that they're now calling in. Show us a little bit about them. Oh, I affirm that all life is sacred. Okay, so there's a dragonfly here above this figure's head. I feel like you're calling in someone who's very spiritually in tune. Like, this could be someone who there's a lot more to them than they seem. Maybe they like are into like animal rights, or they're a vegan, or they, you know what I mean, with the all life is sacred. Maybe they have like certain values or beliefs that align with yours, or that's just, don't only take that if it resonates, but there's some energy about them or surrounding them where they're like, they move with integrity and they have deep meaning and spiritual connection to all of life, which is a very rare individual. And I think this energy around them really draws them to you, because you're like, wow, I've never met someone who speaks with such purpose and has such passion, and kind of, you connect on deeper levels because they're connect with the earth and with others and with consciousness, love consciousness and one unity consciousness that a lot of people aren't. So when you meet this person, you're like, wow, this person just has a heart that is like pure gold. Like, the way that they're respectful of others and of animals, they just bring peace wherever they go, and they honestly speak with harmony, walk with harmony. And I think it's very attractive to you, because I'm not sure if you've dated someone with that type of spiritual integrity before. I think that you find it very attractive, and it's a reflection of your inner world, right? This hermit energy. Of course you would attract someone who feels like all life is sacred. That's the one that wanted to come off. I can be trusted. Wow. I put my hand like right on my heart. I felt that for you guys, because I feel like maybe that's been something that's been an issue in the past. This person can be trusted, and it's undeniable. They don't have to tell you. They don't have to say, oh, I'm a good person. You can trust me. It's clear as day, because you see in all of their interactions that whether or not someone's watching, they move with integrity. They do what they say what they mean what they say, they walk and they act, and their whole life resonates that they're a trustworthy person, that they would have open communication, they would be upfront with you about anything, they would attempt to mend anything. If there was an issue in your world or in your connection, they would never just kind of like put it under the rug and hope that, it fixed itself. They can be trusted with your emotional depth, with your emotional space, with your beauty, with the beauty of your soul, with your radiance. They can be trusted with your heart. That's beautiful. Show us final cards here for group 3. I'm so happy for you guys. You got Epiphany. I knew Epiphany was going to come out with the Hermit and Enlightenment. So first card 16, cycles repeated until the lesson was learned. Yeah, I think that you hermited because you kept repeating cycles. And because you're so wise and so spiritually in tune, you were like, okay, let me cut this off. Let me stop putting myself out there and my energy out there and attracting situations that I'm just repeating the same thing, and I don't want to keep being in this energy. Let me go within myself. Let me see what frequency I'm on, any vibrational knots that need to be worked out. Let me stabilize my frequency somewhere that I want to attract. And you did that. You did the work. You had the enlightenment. You had the epiphany. And now you're going back into this dating world that maybe you've been in before, or into a current relationship that you've been in, but it feels completely different. You're approaching it from a completely different mental and emotional and spiritual perspective, and it's bringing you an much improved result. It's bringing you the sun instead of the clouds. It's bringing you success instead of more frustration. It's bringing you love and passion. And you feel seen, you feel acknowledged, you feel appreciated. Like people see you now because you appreciate yourself now, because you did that work, because you know you're magical. So now people see that in you because they're reflecting it back to you. Oh, you got companion. I love that you got companion. There's the two people mending here. There's the Gemini with the two figures here. Card 40, a discerning friend with this cute little hedgehog. Exactly what I was saying. I think for some of you, you're approaching this like, let's see, maybe you call in someone who just you have nice meals with and who courts you. And sometimes we meet people who aren't our person for life, but they're so crucial to our repair and our healing and our self-love. Like sometimes you just meet that person who just showers you with adoration, and even though you're like, I don't feel that connection, you feel that it's not like you're using them or anything like that, because you're upfront with them, you communicate, you're like, I'm not sure if I'm healed, I'm not sure if I'm whole, I'm not sure if I'm ready for this, I'm not sure if I feel that romantic connection with you, but they're like, that's okay, I love being around your presence, you're like the sun, I just want to be in the sun, let me take you out for lunch, let me buy you this, let us go on a shopping date, and you're like, okay, you know what? Why am I not allowing myself to receive nice things? Why am I saying no to the universe and spirit trying to gift me things through this person, right? There's an energy here where you may be first before you meet your person, or this companion could turn into your person. Sometimes when you're around someone, you just like, you can't deny, the attraction once it builds. It's not always there initially. You're bringing in someone who has a heart of gold, who can be trusted, who's discerning and spiritually in tune, who wants to give to you, be there for you, support you, be a kind and loyal friend, who wants to reflect back to you your light, your radiance. It's like they're a mirror and they're meant to be there. They're sent by spirit so that you can get comfortable being outside of your inner world a little bit, and they're like a safe place for you to bud and to grow, even though you may grow into more and you may evolve past them, or it may not be a long-term connection. It may be, it may completely grow into that, but just I see with you having the enlightenment epiphany energy and the mystery that you're not forcing things anymore. You're like, I'm excited and I just want to allow this to be what it is, and I'm excited to see what else comes up, what else it blooms into, what else comes on my path. But right now, I'm enjoying being me. I'm enjoying being seen. I'm enjoying radiating my love and following my passion and love in all ways. And you definitely have this a special person here in your energy who wants to be near you and be with you and kind of like shower you with some things that are well overdue and well deserved for you to be experiencing and for you to feel from another resonant soul. This was a beautiful reading. I really enjoyed sitting in your energy. I don't want it to end. I want to like just be around your energy, basically exactly what other people are feeling. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that this resonated for you. If any other groups called to you, then I will see you in that reading shortly. And if not, I'll see you in another reading on another day. Bye. Hi, group 4. Welcome to your reading. Now, I'm very intrigued by your pile because this is the pile that Spirit wanted both card 17, the Star, in, as well as the Queen of Cups card, which is unusual. I don't usually do that. So I feel like you have a very intriguing, unusual energy that kind of requires people to sit up and pay attention. Because I was like, I only want one card, and it just could not be any other way. Now, right away, for the energy surrounding your love life, I'm getting that you have healed from something with the Star card, and you have a hope, a fresh hope or a dream that has started to bubble up within you. See how this figure is holding open her heart space here, and it's like, wow, look, that it's still there. That dream is still there inside me, even after everything I've been through. Now look at the water on either side here. This has been something that has put you back in tune with your emotions and your inner world. And now you're the Queen of Cups. Look at this Queen of Cups pouring into her cup. It's overflowing. There's water all around her. Her head is turned to the sky. She's completely in tune with spirit and with her inner world. And now you are stronger than before. You're stronger than before. And so that will be represented in your love life, whether you're with someone or whether you've just met someone, or whether you're calling this in, or if you have some sort of belief or perspective about love, it's being restored and renewed. Sorry, I got distracted by, I saw your card there. Three of Cups coming out there. Cause for celebration, putting yourself out there a little bit more with your friend group, with people around you, celebrating, doing fun things, dancing with life again, kind of allowing yourself to be seen and be out there and enjoying life, enjoying your friendships, enjoying the connections that are around you. It's a celebratory energy. Like, let's make the most of this time that we have here on this earth. And here's your, the Hierophant. I knew that was going to come out for someone. Spirit showed me card 5. The Hierophant here, this is spiritual connectedness. This is wisdom. This could be pulling on your beliefs. There could be some sort of religious or spiritual belief system you have that's very stable for you. This could just be pure enlightenment from your own inner world. This also represents commitment and things like engagements or marriage or long-term commitments. And then with the Three of Cups, that's also a celebratory card. This could be a situation here where you have a strong commitment, engagement, or marriage happening. You could be married, or you could be deepening that relationship, or you could be getting married, because the Three of Cups is usually everyone raising their glass to some sort of celebration or good news. So I'm getting that here with the Queen of Cups, you're feeling very fulfilled emotionally. It would be a commitment that you're ready to step both feet into. But let's get more energy for you. I just wanted to get the Astro deck first. Spirit just reminded me. I got all caught up in your celebration in my mind. I was there at the party. I was like, they deserve this. Like, people are genuinely celebrating you. People are genuinely happy for this connection. This could be a very spiritually in tune connection, like a divine counterpart. 9th house coming out for you. Wow, that's the first time the 9th house has come out in a very long time. I feel just that uniqueness from your energy, that you call things out into your realm and into your space, even into your reading, that maybe don't appear for everybody, because, it all depends where our readiness level, right? And I feel like you're ready for this. Some of you have been married before. Last quarter moon. Okay, let's read both of these for the keywords. Some of you have been in a deep committed relationship before and it didn't work out, and this is a second one for you, or more than a second or third, and this is the one. Like, you can feel it in every ounce of your being. 9th house is the realm of philosophy. It's ruled by zodiac Jupiter, and it's a fire element. If you get this in the reading, it's letting you know it is the right time to move outside of your comfort zone and explore newness on this subject. What have you always been interested in but were too afraid to explore because you thought maybe it wasn't appropriate? A book can transport you anywhere in the world. These days, even an app on your phone can teach you a new language. So if you've been wanting to learn or explore new things, stop putting it off. If you have a special skill or interesting viewpoint that could help others, knowledge isn't relegated to a single person or idea. We continuously take old ideas and build upon them until they work with where we are now as individuals and societies. This can have to do with knowledge, truth, discovering, building, teaching, learning. Okay, so there could be something that you had a philosophy about, or a previous spiritual kind of like a belief about, that you've adjusted, or that you're adjusting with this new energy surrounding your love life. Like, maybe that exactly. Maybe you've been divorced and you thought you wouldn't get married again. Maybe you thought that you could only marry within your culture, or marry within, a certain preference or dynamic of, or structure of a relationship, and you're realizing that you want to think outside the box, and you've met someone that, because even with the Star and the Queen of Cups, it is two female figures who are here, so that could be same gender couple, if that resonates for you. Excuse me, I forgot to say that before. Okay, so last quarter moon, Okay, in a reading, this says the flower petals begin to wilt and fall, and so sometimes we become anxious about letting go of their beauty. It's important to remember, though, that they're just getting out of the way so that the seeds can be spread by the wind. Like the flower, release what is blocking your potential. Be sure to make a note of what worked for you and apply that to the situation last time or next time. So definitely I feel like you've done this in life. Whatever you healed from, you let whatever wasn't serving you, old doctrines, old beliefs, old projections, maybe roles you had to play in society or expectations, you let those fall off of you. And you've arisen anew with a new hope in your heart, with a new approach to things, a new philosophy on life and relationships. And it's allowing you to step into this kind of second bloom where you're like, maybe I did that this way the first time, and now the second time, this is the relationship that I'm looking for. This could be with a current partner that you're with, or this could be yourself opening up and exploring new connections. Okay, so let's move into this deck now. Show us for group 4. Very intriguing energy. Like I said, I can think of a bunch of different scenarios here that I've kind of laid out that this could apply to. Whatever it is, you're deeply rooted in the knowingness of who you are. Oh, I have never got this. Okay. Surprise, surprise, right? You keep pulling all this fresh energy out. Oh, look at this. Card 21. I don't know this goddess's name. Saradwin? It says creativity, inspired ideas, learning new skills, which is exactly what the ninth house said. And I also said you keep pulling these new cards and new ideas out. You're in a fresh energy. The energy surrounding your love life is saying, show me what you got. I'm open to exploring. I'm open to exploring new structures of relationship. I'm open to exploring deeper commitment with someone that I'm already in, because we have the Hierophant here and the celebration. This could be like people, you just meet someone and people are like, that's crazy, blah, 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 blah. But you're like, listen, I've been through it and I know exactly what my heart wants and I'm deeply committed to this person. Or like I said, a different relationship dynamic or structure or preference, being more fluid than you've had before, being more structured than you've had before. It could be something that causes other people to be like, wait, what? Like, I didn't expect this of you, because it's new, it's created, it's inspired, it's completely led by your inner world. And so it's completely aligned with you. I want to read that card for this Saradwin because, like I said, I never got it before. And so I can't really speak on it. And I'm super curious. Card 21. Oh, look at that. I opened right up to it. Whenever I open right up to it, that reading, those people are super aligned. Like your energy pulls preciseness, which means you're right up to speed with your manifestations. Like you want this and you got it, right? You wanted the 2 cards and you've got it. So if there's something here that you want regarding your love life, you've got it. Like whatever it is, set your heart and your mind on it. If you want to be engaged with someone, if you want to be in a spiritual connection, if you want your relationship to deepen, if you want to pursue something that maybe your family and friends would like, or a religious structure or something would maybe be like, you have to do what is right for you. There's a very strong, independent, unique energy here. And Saradwin says, creativity, inspired ideas, learning new skills, transformation, nurturing. Saradwin is the keeper of Awin, the cauldron of knowledge and inspiration. Her cauldron magically represents the womb and embodies the alchemy of life. Saradwin is the mother goddess associated with the moon, herbology, fertility, knowledge, prophecy, and poetry. She's usually accompanied by her white sow, the pig, symbolizing abundance, fertility, and nurturing, and nourishment. When she shows up in your reading, this is a sign your creativity is all fired up and you have so much potential. You'll find inspiring ideas are brewing along with a burst of energy that helps you bring these goals to fruition. So if you've been refining your skills or developing a craft, you're ready to take things to the next level. So that could apply to relationship, like I said, with engagement, deepening a commitment, or marriage, anything of fertility, right? If you want to start a family, because she's also the goddess of fertility, anything of significance that you're working on now or focused on is likely to succeed and will even bring prosperity. It's a perfect time to take up a new skill or take up a creative hobby. Let your ideas flow and your imagination run free. You have the potential to create something amazing. Take the leap and bring your visions to life. Know that as Saradin brews magic in our cauldron, things are coming together for you now. Stay focused on that dream and continue putting in the effort. Remember, this transformation is within reach. If you sense your life has become stagnant or you've been craving change, take steps to initiate the desired changes and watch these opportunities unfold. This mother goddess gives life to something and brings so you can bring it into the world. This could manifest in various forms. This could be writing a book, creating music, producing art, or having a baby. At the same time, you're being encouraged, mother and nurture yourself. Even if you're super busy, you must take care of yourself with proper nutrition, plenty of rest and sleep. Yeah, and you have the Queen of Cups and the Star, both of which are pouring into yourself, pouring into that emotional cup, making sure your needs are taken care of. So I feel like as you're in that energy, you're bringing forward some sort of manifestation, some sort of new thing you're birthing, whether this is expanding your family, birthing a relationship that has this deepening of commitment and this really healing, grounded, emotionally deep energy surrounding it. Let's get more for group 4. Really fascinating energy here. I love that that goddess came up for you. Milk and honey. See? Look at the abundance. It just said that Saradin has this white sow here, the pig, that represents nourishment, nurture, abundance, luxury. Milk and honey is that deep emotional and physical fulfillment, that feeling of having more, the sweetness of life. See, it's an elephant with the trunk raised, which I believe is prosperity. There's a rainbow. It's card 51. Milk and honey is nourishment. It's resources. It's luxury. The elephant is bathing joyfully in this sweet concoction that's nourishing its soul. It's delicious and it's nutritious. I feel like that's exactly the relationship that you're going to be calling in. This is not a surface level, hey, how was your day? That's not that there's anything wrong with that, but just as an example, this is going to be someone who comes in and sweeps you up into their arms and covers you with kisses and is like, tell me everything. What did I miss? What do you got going on? I'm so intrigued by you. I'm completely enchanted by you. Oh my gosh, you look beautiful. You smell amazing. Your hair. This is something that feels super fulfilling and nourishing to your soul because you have nourished your soul with the Queen of Cups. This is something that outperforms your expectations of any sort of intimate connection. It's something that feels hyper creative and expansive. Like, it's not your regular, let's just go and grab dinner, even though you do that too. It's like this person's like, oh, I heard you saying that you're into the stars, and they make, they get like a mattress and they put it out under the stars for you, and they put candles and fairy lights, and it's a whole experience. It's like very creative ideas, and it's a lot flowing. It's like milk and honey. It's a lot flowing here. Like it's not stagnant. Let me just put it that way. It's super expansive. It keeps you on your toes and you keep them on their toes. It's something that grows and grows and grows. New ideas, new conversations, new depths, new insights, new they introduce you to people. It's expansive, expansive, expansive. You meet their family, you get into their inner world, they're in your inner world, you take up new hobbies together, you learn new things. Maybe this is the type of connection that's so deep that you're like, oh, we had a civil ceremony here, then we had a commitment ceremony, and then we ended up getting married at City Hall, and then we also went to a tropical island and got married there, and then we also are doing a world cruise. Like, it's one of those, the celebration doesn't end. That's where this is. Have you ever seen people like that, where they're like, they just keep getting recommitted to each other because they're so in love and they keep wanting to express it in a million different ways, and they're just like, why not? Like, let us have our fun, let us enjoy this magic. We have both waited so long to have a connection like this deep. You keep committing and recommitting and celebrating and re-celebrating because you want to celebrate this. I feel like you're very prosperous together. There's a huge pentacle component here with this milk and honey and with the Saradin. Just kind of like, you're very well taken care of in all aspects is what I'm getting from this group with this connection, whether it's your person you meet or the person you're with, or something that's coming shortly down your path. Of course, you got partnerships, right? Card 31, Juno coming out. Of course, you pull the lovebirds card. So you got the lovebirds here. I'm actually going to read you that Juno from the other deck. You got moon with perception, and you got midheaven with pinnacle. Okay, so let's just first, I just want to read the Juno here. It says the partner. When Juno appears in a reading, it's time to take a look at your relationships and evaluate what's working and what's not. Make sure your focus is not only the history of this relationship or your past relationships, but the future of it. It says, if you're not partnered, this is the time to do self-reflection. What do you bring to the table? What boundaries do you want to set? What are you looking for? Do you even want to be in a romantic partnership at all? So this is full reflection on the world of partnerships, on your love life, identifying what works for you, what doesn't, what's worked in the past, what hasn't. I think you've done a lot of that with the Star here and the Queen of Cups. With this Moon Perception card, there is some energy here about how this is going to be perceived. It being maybe not as... Because even your 2 cards here with all this water energy, it's not as in the sun and as seen or on the world stage or as visible as group 3 say was. I feel like this is something that you are navigating with this person who comes into your life, either with your current person or with the person who is in your energy right now, that I feel like your day to day deciding how much do we want to reveal, how much do I want to reveal of myself, how much do we want to reveal to the world. I don't feel like this is something that I feel like you guys are very private, while publicly, because you even have midheaven here, right? So like your public persona, with publicly, I feel like you guys are you love each other out loud. I feel like you're super protective about your actual connection. Like you guys are not the type of people, and your partner is not going to go tell their family about a fight you had or their friend. It's like they keep that just for you. You guys are super connected, and it's like whatever happens under the light of the moon is, between us. I feel like you have that deep respect for each other, and I feel like you both are very intuitively guided, because they could be represented by the Hierophant here. That could be Taurus energy. You could be the Queen of Cups. You're both very spiritually connected, and I feel like you don't play around, with your relationship. I don't feel like you take it lightly at all. I feel like you're so connected, and you check with each other first. You check with yourselves first, then you check with each other first, and you kind of keep it in that mysterious element. People don't know a lot about what goes on in your dynamic, except for what you pick and choose you want to put out there on social media, or what you want to share in terms of celebrating your love. But beyond that, I think people are like, oh, they don't really talk about their relationship much. I think you're together a lot of the time, and you present as a couple when you go out with this partnership. So I don't think there's a lot of time for people to speculate or be like, oh, they were talking to me about how they had this fight and blah, 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 blah. That's not this type of relationship. It's very emotionally mature. It's very, very connected, rooted, and deeply committed. So there's that nice bond there. Now with the midheaven and pinnacle showing up, this could have something to do with your career. You guys could meet at work, or this could be somehow connected. Like you could be business partners or work in the same area, or somehow present together. Like this could be like 2 actors that meet, like you're on the world stage, and so you're recognized and you're seen as that's your midheaven. That's what you're known for. That's kind of your persona. That's how people remember you by. But then you both connect in this way, right, with the partnership. So it could be somehow tied to your career. I'm seeing like 2 newscasters, you know what I mean? And then they end up dating and getting married, or you meet on the job, or 2 YouTubers, right? Who it's like you both know of each other peripherally because you've seen each other's posts and videos and stuff, and that's what you guys are known for, but then you end up also dating. That's how you make the connection. There's some element there with that. Let's see the qualities that this person is going to have in your love life. Yeah, or like you're both on the same TV show, or you meet on a TV show or something like this on set. I don't know why I'm seeing a lot of that, like being in the spotlight kind of energy. I am trustful in all my relationships. Now look at this. Do these 2 look familiar? These 2 figures on the card. Again, it's two females on the card. I don't know what that has to do with. That could be you and your inner self, or that could be you and your person. I'm trustful in all my relationships. This person is super integrity led and based and driven. They're super trustworthy. People trust them because I'm seeing in these business dealings, like they're just known to move with integrity, to be super trustworthy. I feel like you have full confidence in who they are and them in you, because I feel like you guys work together, because it's just, there's so much connection. Like, look at this card. They're connected here by this triangle. The two came through on the card. You don't have to both be female. It's just showing the energy, right? Let me just fix everything I messed up here when I pick that card. But this is, you guys are both very trustworthy. You never have to worry about this person having a wandering eye, or like, you could fully check this person's phone. You probably have the passcode to their phone and all of that, their emails and everything. I feel like you're very deeply connected. They've got nothing to hide. You've got nothing to hide. And I feel like that's something that you need in a relationship in order to feel emotionally connected and safe. I feel like you need that. And I feel like they go above and beyond to make sure that it's clear that they've got nothing to hide. Two of these wanted to come out. You got, I am open to love in various forms. Okay, so that makes sense, because we did talk about like fluidity here, or different dynamics in relationships, like maybe marrying outside your culture, maybe marrying or dating outside your culture, or with a huge age gap, or long distance. There's something here about it not having a traditional structure, but still having traditional aspects, because you still have the Hierophant. Like, maybe it's deeply committed, but in a different way, right? Maybe it presents in a different way. Like, maybe you're long distance, or maybe you're kind of like just stepping outside of like what your cultural expectation is. And you also got, oh, I do good. Yeah. I do get like a philanthropy energy here in some aspect with this midheaven pinnacle. There is just some energy that you or your person are like seen or in the public eye, or like well known for something, or like your career somehow connects to your relationship. Like, maybe they're a politician or you're a politician, and like you're both in the public eye. There is some aspect there. Really cool reading. There's a lot of scenarios here, but there's definitely a strong emotional connection here with a super deep commitment, where you're both exploring new ideas about yourself and about the connection, and it becomes this really abundant, deep connection like you've never had before, with a lot of abundance, a lot of resources, a lot of magic, like energy. Show us final card for, yeah, serendipity. See? Card 11, that's a high spiritual number. If you get an 11, it's probably very meaningful to you. It says serendipity. It also has a dragonfly, which is also a spiritual animal. It says fated encounter. So you could have, if you're with this person, that's probably how it happened. I would not be surprised, because your energy is so aligned and intriguing, and like it pulls all of these kind of unique things from the field here in this reading. And if you haven't met this person, it's going to happen in a very serendipitous way. Like, have you seen that movie Serendipity? Something like that, where they just kind of keep crossing paths. This person is, you're divinely meant to be on the same path. You're going to keep crossing paths with this person until you make that connection. So if you haven't met them, that's definitely, like, you've got the partnership card. You have so many cards here with like twos on them. There's definitely going to be something to celebrate here with the Three of Cups, and some sort of deep, long-lasting commitment with the Hierophant. Super emotionally fulfilling. A wish come true with the Star. Abundant in all ways with the Milk and Honey. Something that feels completely aligned and harmonious, where you're like, I can't believe this is how it happened. Like, a number texts you and you reply back, and then you end up connecting, right? Or you DM someone accidentally and they end up replying, or you both show up in the same place and you both ordered the same coffee and you both put the same name on it and you both go to grab that same coffee because you thought it was yours. There's something where you're fated and you're meant to connect, and the universe will make sure that you meet this person because you're aligned and you're ready and you're completely just set up. Your whole reading showed it in a million ways. So if you haven't met this person yet, just focus on your inner world, focus on pouring into your own cup. And when the timing is right, I would say soon if you're coming to this reading, when the timing is right, you will this person will be drawn to you, and there will be no denying it, because all the bells and whistles will go off and you will know, oh, here they are. They have arrived. And in the meantime, prepare. Prepare yourself, right? So that you're ready for this type of beautiful, deep love when it finds you. Thank you so much for being here. I thoroughly enjoyed your energy. I hope that it resonated for you. If you felt drawn to another group, I'll see you there shortly. And if not, I'll see you in another reading on another day. Bye. Hello group 5, welcome to your reading. You have this 9 of Pentacles card with the Jade Shamrock crystal. So a lot of good fortune here, a lot of abundance. I would say you're self-made, you're very independent, you've built up your wealth, you've built up your personal life, your lifestyle, your routines, and you're very feeling pretty good, sitting pretty here. But what about the love life though? Let's find out about that. So Spirit, show us what energy is surrounding group 5's love life. What's the energy? So you could be with someone. This could be about deepening a connection, reigniting a spark, taking it in a different direction. This could be about someone you've just met, a new relationship, or someone that's in your realm, orbiting you, that you could meet shortly. This could even be about your beliefs or perceptions surrounding your love life. So for whatever reason you're here for, welcome. Let's find out all about it. Your first card emerging here with the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, a lot of pentacle energy here. I'm intrigued by all the pentacles showing up in a love reading. I see your second card here. Oh, the star. Wow. What a pretty, beautiful star card. Now, this also was the resonant card in group 4, so you might have had messages there or be from there. Card 17. You're holding on to some dream or hope. Right away, initially, what I get is that you have been very focused on work, career, and maybe your relationship side of life has taken a back seat and has not been a priority, but you've been holding out hope for this desire, for this dream here, for this, to add that into your life. Like I said, whether it's someone that you're already with and it's not quite feeling as emotionally satisfying as you had hoped because you just haven't had that time to nurture it, or whether you're single and you're looking and you're open to that. I wouldn't say you're looking actively right now. I would say you're open to it, and you're curious, kind of like what's surrounding you, what's orbiting you. So let's find out. Now, how intriguing that you got it with the 6 of Pentacles. See the 2 hands here? This is all about that balance, that giving, taking, reciprocity. So to have this in a love reading, it's showing that you're looking for and you're calling in that balanced energy dynamic where you're not completely giving so much from your cup that you're now empty and drained and you're not getting anything back. This could also be about sharing resources. Maybe you're like, I'm very financially stable, but I want to put my pentacles with someone else's pentacles and build a beautiful dream life. So let's find out more about this energy. Very intriguing for group 5. You could have Irish connection, or this person could. They just showed me with the shamrock there. They highlighted it. That's not for everybody, just for who it resonates with. Okay, you got Pisces. Okay, and that could be energy presenting here, or the person doesn't have to be. Just could be Pisces energy. More for group. A lot want to come out here. Just show us the strongest energies for group 5. 11th house. Wow, I have not got the 11th house in a heck of a long time. So let's just do the highlights here for you about these 2 cards. So for Pisces energy, if you're not familiar with it, my daughter's a Pisces, so I'm very familiar with the fish, with the fish energy. This is the fish ruled by Neptune. It's a water element. And fun fact, its opposite sign is Virgo, which is myself. So in a reading, this means mixed emotions could be an ongoing theme for you. I totally see that, because it's like you're so focused and independent. You're not sure how much of your independence you want to give up, how much you want to open yourself up to another. Maybe someone was financially draining on you before, or financially took advantage of you, or you just really had to repair and rebuild after a difficult time. I feel like you have mixed emotions about being in connection with someone, but you still hold this hope out. This is a reminder, don't make any rash decisions, but if you're faced with a problem and you feel tempted to go with the first option, you might do that just to do anything but stand still, but that would be unwise. First, soul searching. And when you're ready to make the decision, you'll know which choice is the right one. So this could be like you feel like you have to force relationships, or you're like, I know I should get back out there, but you've just not been feeling like it, quite frankly. So it's like, don't just settle for the first thing. Don't just, maybe that happened to you. Maybe you were like, I was in a marriage where I kind of felt like I kind of just tried to follow a role, tried to follow a path, and I kind of chose something that wasn't very aligned for me. I should have known myself more before I went into that connection, and maybe it didn't work out, or maybe you're in it now and you're like, it's not really exactly what I thought it was going to be. But when the time is right, you'll know what to do and you'll know which choice is the right one. This could mean you're feeling overly sensitive or imagining problems that aren't actually there. You could be reading too much into a passing comment or not processing your own emotions. These type of situations need to be handled gracefully. This is grace. Emotions, mystical, dreamy, reflection, oversensitive, could be the shadow elements. Oh yeah, and then 11th house. This says big plans and unconditional dreams are this card's wheelhouse. And you would be the right person for the job with all of your pentacles there, my friend. Anything you can come up with right now could easily become your reality with a bit of thinking outside the box. This is ruled by Aquarius, and this is the realm of friendship. Element is air. The 11th house is where the greatest ideas are born. As long as you don't let society impose its narrow viewpoint on your creative process, you're figuring out your place in this world, and that can be a scary thing, but it should also be fun. There's so much to discover out there. Treat every person you meet like a potential friend, and you might be surprised what you discover. Interesting, my friends. Yeah, I feel y'all. I feel y'all. You're like a little bit not shy is not the word, because my daughter gets called shy a lot, and I'm like, it's not that you're shy, you're reserved. She doesn't show herself to everybody, and she also takes time making her decisions. Like right now she wants to redo her bedroom. Now if that was me, I would have had, my Virgo self would have had everything picked out in the cart and purchased it on the way, ready to be done this weekend. She is taking her time. She's doing her Pinterest board. She's thinking about it. I'm giving her 10 options of sheets, 10 options of desks, and she's checking with herself how all those feel, and maybe it'll be done by the end of next year. We don't know. So I understand exactly your energy. It doesn't mean you have to be a Pisces at all. It just means that that could be the energy that you're in, where you're like, I kind of want to do this, but I kind of don't. And I kind of don't know. And sometimes I'll go on a date and then I'm like, see, this was a bad idea. I want out of here. But then when I get home, I feel lonely and I'm like, I kind of wish I had plans this weekend. So you're kind of two minds about it, almost Gemini energy. But there's something here that's think outside the box. You're very creative right now, so you have the opportunity to kind of bring in this star, bring in this wish. The energy is primed for it, so I can see why you're here. Like, let's figure this out. Let's figure out a way that you can feel comfortable with allowing this love into your life, or allowing this relationship you're in to become more, without feeling like you are doing something that doesn't feel quite comfortable for you or right for you. Okay, you got card 8. All of your colors are so conducive here with all this purple and turquoise. Ocean tides, justice, karma, cosmic protection. Okay, so that should be good news. I feel like you are very cosmically protected. I feel like you keep a very clean inner house, your inner world. I feel like your frequency is fairly stable, and you are very discerning about how you move in the world regarding your career and your love life and who you spend time with. So I feel like you can be certain that that discernment would be applied in a love life situation. Now, justice and karma, I feel like there are some situations that you've been in that have caused your heart to shut down, where you're like, that wasn't right, and you're, let karma balance the scales. I feel like there's justice here, because you deserve, energetically, you've been taken from, and so the universe is going to be bring that back from you. Even financially, I think you've been taken from. Emotionally, I think your big heart and your unsuspecting nature, because I think you were probably like a very sweet, kind, innocent soul in your younger years, and maybe your first, relationships or two saw that, took advantage of it, and you were like, oh, okay, well, that did not go how I was hoping. And the universe is taking care of that, and it's rebalancing the scales, which means it's time for you to have this sweet, protected, kind, nurturing love where it's equal give and take with the Six of Pentacles. It's such a strong card, and where you can build together and put your pentacles in together. Just listen, it's going to take a very special person. You're not someone who's just going to go with any, willy-nilly. You're not going to be out in the streets, let's just say. You're like, I'm at home if you need to find me. Or I'm very specifically out with a very specific select group of people, and I will not be. So you might need to put yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit here, but I feel like this is the universe bringing someone very special in for you. I don't feel like you're going to have to be out really like searching for this. You got Pisces again. Okay. You got Pisces again. You got card 12, Pisces, here the fish. It says sensitize. And you got dignified with strength, card 13. You see this throne here? I feel like you are in a position of strength. I feel like you have a lot of inner integrity and dignity and self-worth. That's why I feel like you're like, I'm not going to just open myself up to anybody. I can't believe you got Pisces twice. This could be you and your partner. It could be both in that energy. Very sensitive souls. The shadow and like light and dark aspects of yourself being very balanced and being very known in this connection. Let's get some more. I'm like actually thrilled that came out for you twice. Yeah, you're very sensitive. You're a sensitive soul. It is what it is. And I don't mean sensitive like weak. I mean sensitive like you're very intuitive. Like your bullshit detector is on 12. Like you don't, and if someone says something to you, you're reading into that in a way that nobody else caught but you. Do you know what I mean? And you don't like to see others in pain. You don't like, a big part of why you stay avoidant of relationships sometimes is that you don't want to hurt people's feelings. So when you get into a connection or you go on a date with someone and you know it's not going anywhere, you don't feel the connection, you feel bad. You feel guilty. You're very sensitive to other people's pain. You're empathic. So when that happens, you tend to want to avoid those situations, right? Because you're like, I don't want to put myself in a situation where now I have to like get out of something that I kind of started, because that's what dating is. You're just getting to know someone. And sometimes when you're not feeling it the same way someone else is, they don't take it as well, right? And then we feel guilty. So that could be a part of why you've been avoiding this. But I see a very special person coming in here that the universe is almost like hand picking. I'm seeing with this hand coming down with this pentacle and this star. Like, this one's for you. It's going to feel right. You're not going to have to go through all of this torture and stress and anxiety of all of multiple dates and figuring it out. It's going to be someone who comes in very friendly. It could present as a friend. It could be someone in your realm who's a friend now. See? A new romantic cycle begins. You see? These are not, that's not a romantic deck. There's only one card in there, I think, that says anything about love life, and you got it. And now you have the scales. You see this Libra, ocean tides, justice, karma. It's the scales rebalancing. The scales are rebalancing because you are a good and kind soul. You put in so much love and care into others around you. You're probably very involved in your family. You show up, you give, you don't have to be asked twice. You're kind, you're generous, you're forgiving, you extend grace. You're just a good person. You're a good soul. You're a kind heart. And that, your terrain, your inner world has not really been explored because no one's really been deserving of that type of energy, right? You have such a pureness. And so the universe is going to bring in someone, a new romantic cycle, to balance the scales and give back to you. Give this Nine of Pentacles, this fulfillment, this sense of security. Show us more for group 5. This is what's around you. This could be a current connection. Like I said, if maybe you got into a marriage where you're like, I kind of want to make this work, but at the same time, it just doesn't, like, it's not lighting me up. A new romantic cycle can begin. This could be you guys resensitizing to each other and your partner really seeing you and understanding you in a way that they haven't before, because your sensitivity is your strength. Your intuition is your strength. And I feel like if the right partner can take the time to see that in you, see this outside the box, think about this in a new way, I feel like you really would deeply connect. with someone who really just took the time to get to know you. So this could be someone that and understand your inner world and understand what you need in your need for space and your need for quiet time and your need to de-stimulate after work and be by yourself, and your need for peace. You cannot have chaos around you. And I feel like if there is someone in your life, that there could be a second chance there, like where for it to re-spark with that closeness. Otherwise, this is a new person that the universe is bringing in to balance these scales that will be completely suited for you, that you will not have hesitation about. This card here. Ooh, you got go the distance. So in both scenarios, this applies. Card 47. If you have been, this is like the 9 of Wands. Like you feel like you're fading, but you're going to push through to the finish line. If that's the situation with your current relationship where you're like, I just don't know. We've been trying and it's just not, it doesn't feel equal. It doesn't feel equal give and take. Or if you're like, I just don't know if I'm meant to be with anyone because I just don't feel that I want to put myself out there. There's something here showing this will be worth it to invest in this, to put your time and your energy into this new relationship or the one that you're in. Go the distance, see it through to the end. There's going to be some sort of reward there. Can you show us emotional reward? Because I feel like it's just a connection where you finally seen and understood and someone works with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? They don't push their own needs. Like, well, I want to go out to the bar, so that's what we're going to do. They're like, no, my baby doesn't do that. My baby likes to be at home. We're going to get our Netflix, we're going to get our food, and that's how we're going to chill tonight, because they're overstimulated or whatever it is that's kind of your thing. They're very in tune with your needs and they give to you, not just you giving. And they take the time to learn you and understand what makes you tick, how you move, what your emotions mean, because you may be very reserved, right? So people may be like, oh, well, you're not very emotional, or I need more from you, or I need more affection. It's like, you got to earn that. You got to let me come out of my shell, right? If you're in this Pisces energy, I'm not just going to show myself to anybody. Like, you have not earned that with me. I do not feel safe yet. So this person will be very patient, Pentacles energy, very invest the time, plant the seeds, take the time, till the soil, and not expect that harvest from you until it's time. And you take your time, and you might take your time. Show us the qualities of this person, this connection that they're calling in. It says you got this person, I advance through my own abilities, and I achieve with integrity. Both of what I was just saying. I don't feel like this person puts anything on you. They're not going to be like, well, your mood's dependent on my mood's dependent on your mood. So if you're being cold or introverted or quiet, then now I'm going to be cold and introverted and quiet. They don't understand you then. They don't understand Pisces energy. That has nothing to do with them. So this person is not like that. This person moves with integrity, and they understand that their mood is not affected by your mood, because your mood is going to be whatever your mood is doing that day, because you're Pisces, so those waters run deep. So there could be anything on your mind. It could have been something that happened at work, it could be something that happened the other day, it could be something within themselves, you could be feeling uncomfortable in your body. They're not going to put that pressure on you that, oh, well, your attitude better be in check or else I'm gonna, be in a bad mood. No, they're gonna completely understand and respect you, and they're gonna move through this relationship through their own decisions, through their own actions, through their own abilities, not through reading off of your energy. Because someone who's with a Pisces has to understand that they have to be still, they have to be grounded, they cannot be water with water. One of you has to be unless you're two Pisces and you understand each other, right? You have to understand that it just needs to flow. If they're quiet now, they'll be talkative later, but that has to happen when it flows through that situation. And then you have I achieve with integrity. I feel like this person is super high quality inner world. if that's one way to put it. I feel like they learn to trust them because you see that they're trustworthy, because their actions speak louder than their words. I don't even feel like they use that many words. I feel like they just show up for you and they let it speak. Like I see this person, if you're like studying or working on a work project, right? They stop by and they bring you food. That's it. They don't ask anything of you. They don't ask of their time. They did that on their own because they want to show you care. And so over time, you see that they move with integrity. Maybe you guys have an argument and, you know, you're talking to their friend or their mom or their dad about it, and they kind of mention that they have no idea about it, and you realize like, oh, did you not tell your family or friends about that? Because you went over there that night, so I assumed you were, you know, all chatting about a relationship, and you realize no, they would never say anything outside of the relationship. That's not how they move. They move with integrity. They're going to keep your stuff private. And so over time, I feel like you learn to trust this person. I feel like they really open you up, and then you open up space for them in your world, because otherwise you're very independent. You're focused on your career, you're focused on your inner world, you're focused on your responsibilities that you've got going on, but you do want to make room for someone if it's the right person. And when the timing is right, the universe will bring in this person. It might be a little bit of out of box thinking with this 11th house, because this is like, think outside the box to achieve this. So it may be, like I said, someone who's around you. The relationship that you're currently in possibly contains this, if you allow yourself to perceive it in that way. If that's in alignment with you, don't force yourself to see something that's not there, right? But sometimes it's just like, I know I felt this attraction for this person or this connection for a reason, so let me just see if there's something there that maybe we're just haven't connected yet. We haven't got that key, you know, lined up with the lock, so to speak. Like maybe there's a way that we have a better, more intimate, resonant connection. Maybe we need to communicate in a different way. Maybe there's an understanding there that one or both of us needs to achieve in order to really like unlock this person's heart and emotions. And that can happen in an existing relationship. And if it's in a new relationship, or maybe you're just your perception around relationships, maybe I'm just saying things that you're like, yeah, you know what, I would be open to that type of connection or that type of person. And you're right, there are people who are like that. It is going to take a special type of person. It definitely is, because this person needs to be patient, and this person will be patient. This person needs to be stable and grounded and not let the depth of your emotions move them in that sense. Like, of course they'll respond and everything, but if you're just in a mood, it can't affect them, right? It can't shake their ship, because that's how you test, can I trust them? Okay, so I was not my best self, because the problem is you want to be able to be your full self, right? And sometimes you don't want to have to mask around your person. And you know that you have these moods. That's part of who you are. So you don't want to have to mask and be fake around when you're in the safety of your own home. You would rather be alone. So if this person can't handle that you might walk in and go in your room and chill for a little bit, then that's not the person for you. This person coming in will understand the Pisces energy. They're aligned with the Pisces energy. Either they understand it, or they're completely like, I'm a Virgo, so like I completely balance out my daughter and I get her, or they are also that, so they understand it. There's going to be something here where you can go the distance with this person. You feel protected with them. They add strength to the relationship and boundaries that your water, you know, sometimes needs, like in a sense of safety and protection, not in a sense of restriction. And you begin a new romantic cycle. There's something here in your field because you got that card. A new romantic cycle begins. And you got the Pisces twice, which literally shows the two fish. And you have the star. So I believe this is something that you want, but you may have to approach it. It could be in a different way with 11th house. Like I said, it could be someone surrounding you where you're like, I never really saw them in that way. It could be allowing yourself to be in that energy and on that date. Sorry, I want to get one more card here. On the dating apps, like it could be just doing something a little bit out of your comfort zone to allow that energy to come in. Okay, so first you got Temptation, card 45 here with this pomegranate, and it says alluring thoughts and actions. Exactly what we were talking about. And then you got Companion, a discerning friend, card 40. Something else we've been talking about. So with the Temptation card, that's a good temptation. Like this pomegranate is juicy and it's tempting. I think there's something about this person that it tempts you out of your shell. It tempts you out of your introverted nature, where they're just like either so kind or funny or maybe attractive, or maybe they're very independent themselves and very like well off in the sense of you see that they wouldn't need anything from you financially. Maybe they're also like very stable in their life. There's something about it that tempts you. It's alluring thoughts and actions where I see that they do things that you're like, that's kind of drawing me in. Like I'm kind of intrigued. And I see them slowly kind of like in the best way possible, tempting you out of your little Pisces cave there, out of your deep water cavern, like you're a mermaid, that they're saying, if you want to come and have a picnic here, I've got a bonfire on the shore. And you kind of pop your head out behind a rock. Maybe. Ooh, they've got my favorite food there. And you swim closer. Like that's what I feel like this connection is going to bring. They're going to understand what you need. They're going to be patient and take the time. And they're going to know what lights you up. They're going to know what speaks to you, whether it's a good book, going to a bookshop, going antiquing, going thrifting, getting your favorite food, having a big mattress party, and like, binge watching your favorite shows. Like there's something where you're going to be like, it's really hard to say no to this person. And this person could present as a friend, companion. This could present as a non-romantic connection because that's less threatening. And I feel like you need like this cute little hedgehog here on this card. You need it to be non-threatening to start, and it could blossom into more. I see this person just making themselves indispensable in your life because they're smart like that, and they're like, okay, I'm going to bring them their favorite food, drinks, offer these ideas. They can keep saying no a million times. I'm just going to be here consistent because group 5 is special. They're going to see group 5, y'all are special. And they're going to see that it's worth it to take the time to get to know you, to understand your depths, and to pour back into you. Like I said, the universe is going to be giving everything into you in this connection that was taken from you before, times 10. And it's going to blossom into this very strong bond because that's something that's built over time. It's not a spark. It's not a flash in a pan. This is a strong bond that's built over time. That's either an existing friend or companion that you know of where you're like, maybe 11th house, maybe if I do think outside the box a little bit on this, I do, if I'm honest with myself, have a little bit of attraction to them because that slow and steady pace is really works for me. I feel very safe around this person. It is kind of tempting, and maybe I should accept their offer of a date or to go to get food because they're probably not going to say, can I take you on a date? If they know you, they're probably going to say, do you want to go check out that food truck? They have your favorite food. They're going to know how to get you to come out of your cave and isolation and your inner world without you feeling like it's too much or threatened. And I feel like they'll be rewarded with your beautiful light because I feel like you have a lot to give. They have a lot to give, and this person is the perfect match and pairing for you, something that you haven't experienced before. And you're right to keep holding on to this desire and this dream because it's going to come to fulfillment relatively soon. If you're interested in, if you resonate with this energy, it's in your field, which means someone's around you. It could be someone you already know, like I said, or a relationship you're already in where it could just blossom into this, or there could be a new connection right on the horizon if that's something that you're open to. Really interesting, fascinating energy. I'm glad that we got this type of pile because I feel like maybe you don't feel seen or kind of understood. So I hope that you felt seen here. This person is definitely going to see you. It's going to be your person. And I am very grateful that you're here. If any of the other groups called you, I don't think that they would, but one might have, then I'll see you there shortly. And if not, I'll see you in another reading on another day. Bye.